We are back. We got the head coach of the Texas Tigers, Coach Stanford. I don't know what's so funny over there, Billy.
I don't either.
Coach, we were just talking about breakout players this year, players that we didn't really see coming. And I was saying for me it was Bryson McHenry and Derek Brown.
Yeah, Derek came on late in the year last year. Jalen had a situation where he was hurt, and so we went with Derek there late in the year and did a really, really good job. And just really grew up the Lufkin game, West Mesquite game. Just really grew up late in the year there, and just really proud of what he did and embracing. I mean, just the kid, you knew he was going to be successful at some point. Did we know it was going to be at this point early on coming into the year? No, we really didn't. But due to his hard work, his effort, his consistency, and just not quitting and not giving up, and just he had goals in mind, and he was wanting to achieve those goals no matter what happened, and just really, really continued to work at those, and just he's done a tremendous job just putting himself in that position.
I was watching some film, which I've gotten where I watch quite a bit of film. Who's your offensive coordinator?
Clint Toon.
Okay. These passing lanes y'all are opening up, I've started noticing them. They are amazing.
Man, passing lanes there's two things that come along with it. One is protection, obviously. Yeah. You've got to have a good offensive line that can hold up to open up those lanes. And then another part is you've got to have guys who are willing to run fast, knowing they may not get the ball, but to expect the ball. And we say that to our kids all the time. You've got to expect the ball every play, because every receiver is available to Bryson on any given play. And so they do a great job of understanding I might get the ball. And if you look at our numbers.
Why is that, Coach? Because they pull their defender with them and open up?
But obviously coverages can change. So, yes, we have a play called. The coverage can change within the call. So now that, yes, it was set to, let's say, Ryan, but all of a sudden Blake is the guy because of the coverage where it's moved. And Bryson does a great job of deciphering all that when the ball is snapped within 3 seconds. And so, I mean, you look at our stat column at the end of a game, and there's games where we've had 10 guys catch a ball, 12 guys touch or carry a ball. And so we're spreading this thing out to a ton of people, and Coach Toon and Bryson do a great job.
You know, I talked with you about on the show earlier this season about the quick snap, getting somebody to jump off sides, taking a few steps, throwing it deep. Man, just watching in the limited knowledge of course, I'm not a football coach. I'm not going to act like I know as much about football as you. But Bryson's got to have a really high football IQ for some of the things. I see he typically has 3 progressions he goes through.
Yeah, no, he has a very high football IQ. I mean, he watches as much film as anybody there is. I mean, he knows he has to come in prepared, and he goes over-prepared. And just takes care of his business on what it means. I mean, at the 5A and 6A level, you're never going to see a bad quarterback or a bad defense. You're all, and we tell this to our kids, every team is beatable every Friday night, including us. I mean, we've proven that. And so you're always beatable. The other team is always going to you're never going to look at your schedule and go, oh, man, we're going to walk through this deal. No. At this level, you're always going to see teams who have the best coaches, the best quarterbacks, a great defense, and you're going to have to be prepared. And so no matter what position you come in at, you're going to have to be prepared for everything coming in on a Friday night.
You know, I hear that because I have a son on the team, and I hear that talked about at home. I know that there's a lot of film work that goes in, just almost as much film work prep goes in as practice time, and I think that makes a big difference. You know, I've heard a lot of the people that we've had on this show at Walk-Ons, a lot of our people have said, hey, a lot of times we know what they're going to run. Your defensive guys will say, hey, we know what their offense is going to run because when they get in this set or when they could do this motion or whatever. So talk about that, the film work that goes into it.
Yeah, it's kind of like history class. I mean, you're going in to memorize something. History is just memorization of what's taken place prior to. Football is really memorization of what's taken place prior to, and then you make adjustments on the run, kind of like our country right now. Where you're running on the fly in a game on a Friday night.
Well, the good thing is, well, the good thing is you've got a few players that can execute as well.
That's right.
So I mean, that definitely helps. One of the things that's just impressed me is just the ability of, we talk about these passing lanes, but, having Clayton Smith out there and having Ryan Sellers out there, I'll get rid of those passing lanes for those two guys too. But, I mean, what impresses me, and you talk about the progressions, Brayson's ability to be able to go to that second, third, and, I mean, sometimes even fourth read is just phenomenal to me. And, I mean, it just goes back to that football IQ. When did you first see that in Brayson?
The development side of the IQ side has always been there with Bryson since he was an 8th grader. That was when I first got here. Bryson had moved here from Oklahoma as an 8th grader. The IQ side has always been there. The drive has always been there. The developmental side of the calendar of it all has been unique, to where you work through a relationship to know that we trust each other, and that takes time on coach and kid and everybody else's side. And it's just been a beautiful thing to watch. And Brayson is such a trustworthy kid. He's such a consistent kid. You know what you're going to get out of Brayson every day. When you walk into the film room, you know what you're going to get. When you walk onto the field, you know what you're going to get. And that wasn't – it's very hard at this level to start at a real young age and be real successful and grow into that. And Brayson has just done a tremendous job taking the kind of the bull by the horns and proving he's the guy no matter what the case is. This year we've faced a ton of scenarios week in and week out. Our bullseye just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So the things he's got to deal with in a game, half the time we go in with a game plan. After the first series, it's
everybody's
chunk the game plan. It ain't there. Make every adjustment we can. And Brayson is capable of handling that at every moment.
So let's flip it over to the defense side of the ball. You know I got a real good relationship with Caleb Arnold. I give him a hard time all the time for all these drop interceptions, but he came up big Friday night in Nacogdoches.
Well, we gave him the name a couple weeks ago, Drop Pick University.
Hey, he said, man, what do I got to do for y'all to quit calling me Stoney? I was like, man, I don't even think that's in the cards at this point. You'd probably be leading the nation if you caught every interception that touched your hands.
LSU's got DBU, and we had DPU for there for a little while.
Is that the reason you don't play more receiver?
Yeah. So, but, I mean, our front and our secondary just complement each other.
Yeah.
You know, that the pick Clayton made, there wasn't a whole lot of pressure. Caleb just did a great job of getting over the top, coach had put him in a great position in cover 2 in that situation. Caleb did exactly what he was supposed to do, high-pointed ball, and essentially kind of put the game away, at least for a moment's being at least.
Yeah.
And
he made another one. That was it. That game that he made the one-handed and run back, but we had a penalty.
Yeah. And that wasn't. I don't think it's to Caleb's defense the week before against Jacksonville. Just made a great play on the ball.
You're talking about the one he got walked down, right?
Yeah.
And then he claimed he had a double leg cramp. That's what he told me. I said, man, I thought you were fast. I said, I looked that other kid up and he ran a 4.9. He had a 6-yard head start on him. I like Caleb a lot.
Yeah,
great kid. I mean,
and he can take
kid.
it. He is a great guy.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, Coach, I know you don't do predictions. I know if I ask you what the score is going to be, you're going to tell me about all the great players they have. What do you expect for this football team tomorrow?
I predict we play our best game we've played all year. I mean, that's the prediction.
I hope they do after coming off that Nacogdoches game.
I think so.
I didn't even respond to your text Saturday. I was like, no, he's in a bad mood. I'm going to leave him alone.
Probably a good idea at that point. Probably a really good idea. I needed to be in a deer stand shooting something. But, no, I predict we'll play our best game we've played all year.
Tell you what you think's going to happen tomorrow. What's your prediction? Gonna win. That's a good. Gonna win. 1 or 100, it don't matter.
Get number 10.
All right. So no matter what, home playoff game, right?
Yeah. No matter what, home playoff game. We want to finish this thing out right.
Yeah.
We don't want anything on that trophy. We want it to say district outright champions no matter what.
Does it look like you may know who you're going to play yet or no?
Well, it's kind of the same scenario, Tony. If we win this thing outright, we know who we're going to play. We're going to play Lake Creek out of Montgomery. We don't want to talk about the other scenario right now. We'll just leave it at that.
All right, we're back at Walk-Ons Live with Texarkana Game Day, and I'm 0 for 2 about saying who we're coming back with. But now we've got the O-lineman with us.
We got the big and heavy.
That's right. Me and Tony are bookending them. We're actually all big and heavy up here right now. But we got Colin Shelley with us. Got Damon Tyler Moore.
Hold on. Colin Shelley went to Florida with me to play the World Series.
Sure did.
Always.
All his baseball boys. All his baseball boys. Colin, what's this year been like for y'all?
It's been pretty good. It's solid right now. Last game was a little rocky, but we're just going to keep pushing ahead and fixing what we need.
DeMarcus Day. What's up, baby?
What's up?
How's the year going for you?
Oh, yeah, very good.
What'd you think about that clip that Morgan got? A lot of people will pancake somebody or hit them pretty hard or whatever and then just kind of chill out. But you kind of got your chicken wing on that next guy,
Yeah,
huh?
I was waiting for that.
Y'all looking for as many as you can get on one play?
Yes, sir.
That's fun, man.
Damon, talk a little bit about Coach Harrell and what he's meant to y'all, Coach Cross, and y'all's offensive line just in general.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, Coach Harrell is a big reason why we're at where we're at now. Like, we work hard. He makes sure we work hard. Coach Cross makes sure we stay focused. I'm talking about we stay on it. They make sure that we're on our P's and Q's and we always, like, keep our head on the swivel, especially in the game.
It's easy to listen to someone that's been where he's been, though.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Most definitely.
I mean, even though he played for Arkansas.
No good. No good.
Oh, come on. talk a little bit about last week. I noticed. I didn't notice a lot of missed blocks or anything like that, but I noticed some pre-snap penalties that we had that really, and I don't mean to harp on that, but that's just not a typical Texas High team. And I was saying on the last segment that people asked me how did we play, and I didn't think we played that bad. I mean, the score was closer, but I thought we had a lot of pre-snap penalties that put us into that position. Did y'all get a talking to over on the sidelines?
Yes, sir. That was
and that's not something that's not something that's happened the first 8 games, and I don't look that's going to happen the next 7 games.
Mm-hmm. Basically, that game we was just in our own head. We was in our own way. I mean, of course, we could have did way better, but luckily we came out in the second half. We worked a little harder. We talked to each other. We got our swagger back, basically.
Well, having a close game like that can sometimes make you refocus.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I mean, you get tested like that because they're a 500 team. They're not. I mean, just being real, they're not as good as y'all.
Yeah.
And y'all let them stay right there, and sometimes that's a wake up call to you. Sometimes it's great having that going into the playoffs.
Yeah, most definitely.
It is.
Let's and we talked to the other Tigers that were up here a little bit about this week of preparation, and they were saying how this week is a little bit more focus on what's at stake, not necessarily a playoff run, but what's at stake, a district championship.
This week last week was an eye opener. Like, we saw what we need to fix, what we need to go harder at, and what we need to lay off of, and we're just using that moving forward and trying to get this win.
Going back to the fundamentals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Mm-hmm. What about is your offensive line pretty healthy going into this game?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I know just over this year that y'all are pretty deep at offensive line. I notice every time someone else goes in, there's not really a weak spot. But talk a little bit about Whitehouse, what y'all have noticed on film, or is their D-line something that's going to give y'all some problems, or
they get off the ball quick. They're well disciplined, and their backer, they got one dude that's going to be a good matchup.
What y'all think? Same thing?
Yeah, they do a lot of slanting and stuff. So basically, we stopped that and we stopped all that inside pressure. There's no way they can handle it.
No predictions this week, right? No predictions from anybody, but y'all are giving it hell, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Sir.
Billy, I want to tell you something about this young man right here. Back in Dixie, 10, 11, 12 years old, he'd always go out of his way to talk to me for whatever reason, and he was always so mild and so respectful and such a good kid. And I didn't see that meanness in him. And to play offensive defensive lineman, you got to have a little bit of a mean streak in them. So it's fun watching you out there and seeing that come out in you.
I'll tell you what I've noticed about this offensive line. And offensive line, never over the years do they really get their due. I mean, if they do something wrong, everybody's quick to point it out. But this year, they've got some swagger in them, every one of them, and they know they're good, and they know that the team really revolves around them. If they do their job, it makes everybody else look bigger. Am I right?
Exactly.
That's the old Bill Parcells philosophy. He had the most boring drafts in the NFL, but he always went D-line and offensive line. Mm-hmm. That's where you win the games.
It is. It is 100%.
Talk a little bit about the family. I've talked about y'all's offensive line room. Talk a little bit about family, because y'all look like not only is this team pretty much a family, but y'all's offensive line pretty much, I mean, y'all are pretty tight, right?
We're a group of brothers. One person goes down, all of us go to him, help him up, get him right back on track.
Family is what's going to take us that way, really. Us staying together, being there for each other, doing everything that we can as a group is going to get us to the state game right there.
Guys, we appreciate y'all joining us. We hope y'all have a great game this Friday night and stay healthy. And we're going to be right back, and I bet we got some more cheerleaders with us.
Guys, let's keep it undefeated.
Welcome back to Walk-Ons Game Day here with Texarkana Game Day. We've got some Texas High Varsity cheerleaders with us today. I'm going to let you introduce yourselves.
I'm Mary Grace McAfee.
I'm Corey Hamilton.
And you girls are what year?
Oh, sorry. We're both seniors?
Both seniors.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's awesome. This week is senior week for Texas High Cheer, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we've got parents on the field tomorrow. Yeah?
Yes.
All right, tell us about some of the Texas High senior cheer traditions that go on.
Okay, well, what we do at the beginning of the week is like we have spirit days every day of the week. So it's like the younger girls dress like some of the senior girls, and they got us a present actually today for the senior week.
What
and then
did you get?
We got these shirts, and they were like senior queens on them, and the junior girls did that for us. So
It's really sweet,
Yeah.
showing all the love to those senior
Yes.
girls.
But
What
y'all
else?
did that when y'all were juniors, right?
Yeah,
You showed-
yeah,
that's
you know.
right.
So
So
you-
passing it on
yeah.
down. That's right.
You paid your dues,
That's
and
right.
now it's all about
That's
you
right.
guys.
That's right.
All right. So what about plans after high school? Are we planning to cheer after high school?
I'm hoping to cheer after high school. My college isn't set in stone yet, but if I go to a college with cheer, I definitely want to cheer in college.
That's awesome. What are you doing to prepare for college cheer?
We actually have a group of Texas High cheerleaders who go and tumble at Northeast Texas, and we are preparing for college cheers. Like, we'll tell her where we want to cheer, and she'll let us work on tumbling skills for that.
Right, because it's not just shake your pom poms and be cute. Once we get to
Exactly,
college, right?
yeah.
We have to have these prerequisites before we can even try out. Yeah.
And I'm trying, more advanced stunts here so that we can prepare for college stunts because it's definitely a more advanced level.
I kind of like this deal behind us. I wish
know.
they would just follow me around all week and do that.
Make you feel important.
That would make me feel important. That's pretty cool.
Well, speaking of stunting, we know that you guys are lifting each other up in the air all the time. And for you guys that may not know here on the ends, the girl in the air, they call her the flyer because she flies up in the air, right?
Can see that.
You're a cheer dad, though.
I know.
You know
I can
that,
see
right?
that. I can see it for sure.
You already knew that was a flyer. So what is it like when your teammates are chunking you up in the air? What does that feel like?
It's definitely a little bit scary, but it's also fun.
Yeah.
Kind of like a roller coaster, but eventually you get used to it.
And you're not a flyer, right?
No, I'm a base, a main base or a secondary base. There's just one of the two girls on the side.
Right. That's the heavy lifting.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And what is
Hey,
that?
let us see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
that's what
lot
I'm
of
talking about.
guns. A lot of guns. Yeah. Okay, so playoffs are about to start for you guys. We know that you guys are going to get that first home playoff game. So tell us a little bit about what cheer does to get the community hyped for playoffs.
Well, starting with things like this that we're really grateful for, we come to these events just to know that we are here to support our boys, and we always make it that a big theme for our cheer girls. We make sure that we're there to support them no matter what they need. If they want senior gifts for the boys that are making it to playoffs, and we're going to be the ones to do that for them. So we always make sure that we're there to support them.
Do you guys have any pep rallies, like community pep rallies? Are y'all doing anything? Are we
For-
able to do
Oh,
anything
COVID.
like that for?
Well, for playoffs last year, we
Yeah.
used to have dinners for the boys, but that's kind of we're not really sure how to.
We're not serving food to anybody
Yeah.
just
For
yet.
COVID.
Okay. But gifts are fun. They love
Yes.
that too. And you know what? More than anything, I just think it's really cool that the whole school comes together and rallies around the team, and everybody feels the support. That's really awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about game night. What gets you fired up for game night? I mean, do y'all think about that all week? I know I take my daughter up there early in the morning, and I see y'all working out
Yes.
every morning, and so I know what goes into it. Are y'all gearing up for Friday night every day? I mean, do y'all think about Friday night every day of the week, or
Yes.
when it gets there, it's there?
We're
Yes.
practicing every single morning, practicing for stuff we're going to do at the pep rally, making sure we look perfect. And right before the game, we always have a team dinner. We get really hyped and get really excited about the game.
We do our little chants on the bus,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
just to who you with.
Yeah. I love that one.
My two
That
daughters.
one's been around a while.
my two daughters
remember
were
that.
my two daughters were on drill team, and during high school, I definitely did not give the cheerleaders and the drill team the due that they deserved, because I realistically just did not think that it took that much effort to be able to go out there and do what they did. But after I experienced it from a father's role and seeing the blood, sweat, and tears that y'all put in, one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is, we always hear about football players putting in 2-a-days. Well, the cheerleaders are there as well, and so is the drill team, and so is the band.
That's right.
I mean, how many hours a week do you think that y'all put in before school even starts, and then during during a regular week, how many hours do y'all put in just for cheer?
I don't know, maybe 12, 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, something around there. And plus, competition's about to start, so we have Saturday practices. We get up early Saturday after a football game, and we go and practice for that. I don't know. It's just a lot of work that goes into it, but we love doing it, so.
It pays off, right?
Yes.
And what do y'all do? I know a lot of your cheerleaders have extra clubs and stuff that they're involved in. What extra do y'all do individually?
Well,
What are you?
I'm student body president.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm Texas High student body president, so that goes in a lot with like my extracurricular, even though Courtney and Miss Waldrop are, mother and daughter, they help me coordinate stuff together a lot, but they're definitely both very time consuming, so I have to make sure that I work out my time management correctly because it's a lot that goes into both.
And you've also got school.
Oh, yeah, also school, that's
Of
it.
course.
Yeah.
Well, that time management.
Lots of DC
skills.
classes, yes.
Yeah. What about you? What are you involved in outside of cheer?
I'm in a lot of clubs. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm a DECA officer. It's like a business club, and vice president of political society. I'm actually UIL history captain for Chuck Zach, so y'all know him.
Oh yeah, everybody knows Chuck.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? What college do you want to go to? I know we've talked about this before.
I'm pretty set on UALR, but I'm also looking at a couple other places. I want to do pre-medicine so that I could possibly do cardio surgery in the future. It's my dream, so.
And then Corey, where are you going?
I'm set on Texas Tech Recum,
Yeah. Got a lot of Tigers going to Texas Tech,
right.
right?
That's right.
A lot of seniors
right.
committed.
Yeah,
That's right.
I think that's a good thing. I'm excited.
Yeah. Just take the whole fam.
Yeah, let's all go.
Y'all can. I know the three of you. Y'all can who you with while y'all are down
Yeah,
here.
come on, let's
There you
go.
Create a little West Campus of Texas High out there.
That's right.
I'll cheer them on at the baseball games,
We are back. We got my man, I'm about to do it to him. We got my man Caleb Arnold, Clayton Smith, Jackson Alter, Tiger King himself, Billy Lavender. We'll start off with just what everybody wants to know. Jackson, how many dropped interceptions is my man going to have tomorrow night?
I don't know. Stonehands has had a few dropped ones this
Big
year.
Stoney.
He came up big last
listen,
week.
he
And
gets
if
the
he-
ones he need to get.
Hey,
he gets the ones he
that's all
needs
we
to
need.
get.
Well,
He's a playmaker.
Even if he does catch the ball, he usually gets caught about the 15.
He did. I looked that kid up. He ran a 4.9. He had a 6-yard head start. The guy, he tries to tell me.
Hold on, in the 60 or the 40?
He said I had cramps in both my legs.
I saw you limping off. I
Somebody
saw
caught
you.
a cramp.
Hey, that's what you got to limp off if you get caught behind like that. Somebody pointed out whoever was supposed to be blocking for him really did kind of do him dirty.
That's right. I saw
Yeah.
that part too.
Yeah, that pride was cramping up.
Did y'all see my sideline interview with him during Pine Tree? Did y'all catch that?
I saw it.
Hey, go back. You can find it on Instagram. You can go back and find that one. It's worth watching. So, man, wasn't the best game y'all ever had last week in Nacogdoches. How do you bounce back from that this week?
Well, we attacked it really well this week in practice. It just took the time to refocus, regain, get our knowledge back underneath us, and practice the right mentality defense that we run. And we plan to go out there tomorrow and put the work in and show what we've been working for.
Jackson, you play with a big chip on your shoulder. Why is that, dude? You're out there like you have something to prove, like you've already proved yourself. Man's out here just in everybody's face after every play.
It's just something about Friday nights, man. It just chills run down your back, and it's just time to go. It's just something that just happens.
Yeah. If y'all don't know, Jackson's going to play baseball at Texas Tech. And just so everybody does know, Caleb. The only reason I mess with Caleb because he is probably the best defensive back in town, and I feel like I can mess with him because he is.
Oh yeah.
If he wasn't any good, I couldn't mess with him. But since he is good, I feel like he got to be able to take it every now and then. Billy, what are we going to see tomorrow night?
Man, I think we see a lot of what we've seen all year. If you look at it, you say we didn't play really well last week, and the defense bent a little bit, but they didn't give up many.
Welcome to Tiger Stadium at Grimm Park. It's championship night in Texas, and we're really excited to be here tonight. Eric Aiken along with Brian Bolt. And tonight is going to be a great night. Both teams coming in, Texas High coming in 9-0, undefeated in district, as well as Whitehouse coming in with one loss to Pine Tree tonight. It's the final senior night tonight. And so in just a few moments, we're going to kick it down to the field. We'll be engaging in those festivities. Looks like Whitehouse is still trying to get ready for the game because it's going to be a long night for them. I just kind of have that feeling. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, they've got a red-hot Tiger, whole team. I was going to say defense, but I mean a whole team that's coming at them tonight. I mean, I can't be more impressed with Texas High this season, and it's been fun to watch for 9 games, and I think we're in store for a 10th one here.
Yeah, well, and I don't know if you noticed, I mean, I'm sure you did being a former coach, but it's Texas High they had a little swagger to them like they didn't have last week in pregame. I think pregame last week, it was just kind of the travel and the weather and everything, but it was kind of, I guess it was in their heads. But tonight, you can tell there's a focus that I don't think they had last week.
Yeah, it's always a little different when you're at home. And so they come out wearing their orange jerseys and white pants tonight, and they're feeling good. And the atmosphere here at Grim Park is electric, and I mean, everybody here is ready for some Texas football tonight.
Man, we're glad to have the Tigers back home, that's for sure. And it is, I just have a feeling tonight that both teams are going to come out. It might get a little bit chippy. I talked to Whitehouse's coach beforehand. They've had one 15-yard penalty all year long, so the discipline that they've played with. But there has been a little smack talk on Twitter, so I hope that doesn't catch up to us on the football field.
Oh, yeah, they enjoy that. The kids enjoy the banter back and forth. You know, it fires them up both ways, and so that's always fun to see as long as it's kept to a certain margin there. And so it's always fun to see a little talking, trash talking back and forth. I mean, it's high school football.
That's right.
Come on.
That's right. And Whitehouse is, as we know, it's the home of Patrick Mahomes. And but I don't think since Patrick Mahomes, they haven't done near as well. Of course, when you've got an electric player like that, it's a lot different.
I'll just say Patrick Mahomes isn't here tonight.
That's right.
Okay? But that Tiger defense is. And so I think when we get done with the senior festivities and the Tigers take the field and the Wildcats do, I think we're in for a treat.
I think we are too. It looks like the Wildcats are wanting to be a part of the senior festivities tonight. They're taking so long to get off the field tonight. But right now we're going to take it down to the field and turn it over to our stadium announcer. And in just a few moments we're going to come back once the senior once they're done honoring the seniors, and we'll talk more about what to expect tonight from Texas High as well as Whitehouse.
Junior Class Director of Communication. Welcome to tonight's game between the Whitehouse Wildcats and our Texas High Tigers. We ask that as a spectator, you help slow the spread of COVID-19 by wearing a face covering at all times, unless consuming food or drink, and maintaining at least 6 feet of distancing at all times from other groups and individuals outside your household. We also ask that you wash or sanitize your hands often and avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Texas High encourages that you cheer these young athletes, applaud them, but do not mess up through any of your actions. Cause them to doubt the value of athletics.
By your conduct, allow these young people to feel pride in their communities and school. While your sportsmanlike actions may play only a small part in the outcome of this game, it will play a greater role in continuing to encourage and teach competitive athletics.
We also ask that you show your appreciation for the students who will be taking part indirectly in tonight's game, who are supporting their teams at home and away, as they play an integral part in their team's success.
The officials for this game have been mutually agreed upon by both schools. Their role is not unlike those of the players, coaches, teachers, and school administrators.
Without them, this game would not be possible. We ask you, as students, parents, and citizens, to demonstrate the kind of respect for these officials you would extend to any dedicated person in a position of responsibility.
True sportsmanship means that you as a fan should not loudly criticize any players, coaches, or officials and should remain courteous and respectful as you cheer for your team.
Because of social distancing due to COVID, we are recognizing seniors for the last 3 home games. At this time, our senior cheerleaders, cheer escorts, Texas High Steppers, and Friday night senior crew members from THS Leadership, Photography, Publications, and Tiger Vision are taking the field.
Our first senior is Whitney Ankton. Titus the mascot is escorted by her parents Barbara and Winfred Ankton. Adrian Armstrong, cheer captain and THS leadership, is escorted by her mom and stepdad Judy and Danny Carroll. Madison Gibbons, representing cheer and THS leadership, is escorted by her parents Rebecca and Trey Gibbons. Corey Hamilton, representing cheer and THS leadership, is escorted by her mother Nikki Hamilton and her sister Cameron Hamilton. Tammy Harmon, representing cheer and THS leadership, is escorted by her mom and stepdad Shelley McRae and Dennis Perry. Johnny Peter, representing cheer and THS leadership, is escorted by her parents Charlotte and John Henry. Mary Grace McAfee, representing cheer, is escorted by her parents Chip McAfee and Melinda Pasurti. Kylie Schreppler, representing cheer and THS leadership, is escorted by her parents Katie and Ken Schreppler. Evan Crawford, representing cheer escort, is escorted by her mom Erica Stevens. Nathan Morris, representing cheer escort and THS leadership, is escorted by his parents Angie and Steve Morris. Alan O'Bara, representing cheer escort and THS leadership, is escorted by his parents Veronica Moya and Gerardo Alvarez.
Mallory Hackworth, representing Publications, Texas High Steppers, and THS leadership, is escorted by her parents, Jennifer and Matthew Hackworth. Brianna Hall, representing Publications and Texas High Steppers, is escorted by her parents, Marty Hall and David Hall. Tatum Hall, Publications, Texas High Steppers, and THS leadership, is escorted by her mom and stepdad, Jay and Clay Evans. Inslee Norman, representing Publications, Texas High Steppers, and THS leadership, is escorted by her parents, Wendy and Kevin Norman. Evelyn Patterson, representing Publications, Texas High Steppers, and THS leadership, is escorted by her parents, Catherine Weber and Ty Patterson. Lily Sewell, representing Publications and Texas High Steppers, is escorted by her father, Shelby Sewell, and grandmother, Jean Henry. Mally Wallace, representing Texas High Steppers, is escorted by her parents, Christy and Todd Wallace. Morgan Williams, representing Publications and Texas High Steppers, is escorted by her parents, Tiffany and Chris Williams. Mary Claire Wright, representing Publications, Texas High Steppers, and THS leadership, is escorted by her parents, Mindy and Trey Wright.
Gabby Orr, representing THS leadership, is escorted by her mother, Danielle Ard, and brother, Sean Oakley. Fazika Barnes, representing THS leadership, is escorted by her parents, Clarissa Barnes and Michael Johnson. Mary Jane Wolfgren, representing THS leadership, is escorted by her mother, Cecilia Gray, and brother, Owen Gray. Taylor Bayard, representing THS leadership, is escorted by her parents, Latanya and Jerry. Katie Platt, representing publications of THS leadership, is escorted by her father, John Platt. Reagan Potts, representing THS leadership, is escorted by her parents, Colin and Chris Potts. Kate Rounds, representing publications, is escorted by her parents, Becky and Jason Rounds. Janie Rounds, representing publications and THS leadership, is also escorted by her parents, Becky and Jason Rounds. Brett Young, representing THS leadership, is escorted by his dad, Mike Young.
Eli Lammers, representing Tiger Nation, is escorted by his mom, Christy Lammers, and brother, Leighton Lammers. Gracie Henry, representing THS Publications, is escorted by her parents, Joy and Jeff Henry. Abby Elliott, representing photography, is escorted by her parents, Jesselyn and Ronnie Elliott. Emma Grace Poole, representing photography, is escorted by her parents, Amy and Mark George. Jonathan Naples, representing photography, is escorted by his parents, Cheryl and Heath Naples. Caden Rainwater, representing publications, photography, and sports medicine, is escorted by his parents, Ashley and Bubba Rainwater. Court Rainwater, representing THS Publications and sports medicine, is also escorted by his parents, Ashley and Bubba Rainwater. Peyton Sims, representing publications and photography, is escorted by her parents, Holly Sims and Jack Sims. Sophie Spakes, representing publications and photography, is escorted by her parents, Jody and Todd Spakes. Students wish to thank their family members for the love and support shown to them throughout their lives. They also want to thank the coaches, teachers, and administrators at Texas High for the support they have been given.
Texas High says thank you to the
We're going to be on camera.
2021 for your dedication
And we're back. And so that concludes the final senior night here at Grimm Stadium. I think it's a great thing they did this year. There's so many students that participate in extracurricular activities, just obviously because of the size of the school. But the biggest thing is students participating in something beyond just their regular studies. So they divided it into three different nights, I guess you could say, and it just made it a lot better. I felt like they honored really well this year, and so tonight I think was cheer high steppers and what they call the cheer escorts or something, or cheer studs. Who knows what that is? You know, so.
Yeah. You know, with COVID and everything going on, some of them are recognized in the spring, some in the fall, and maybe different events, but they're trying to spread them out and get them all in still. So
yeah, I'm just going to tell you, I'm about ready for COVID to be over. It has not been an entertaining year, but it has been for the Tigers this year. They come into the game 9-0 after beating Nacogdoches last week 21-17. That was a close game. We talked a lot about that last week. Did not expect that kind of game that they had last week, and so man, I'm really excited to see how they regroup this year. Hey, we're going to call a timeout. It looks like we're going to have the national anthem. I'm trying to see if the band is about to play. So we're going to go to the national anthem, and we'll be right back. Great job by the Texas High Band, and now they've asked the stadium to be a moment of silence. And obviously, for us tonight, we want to pray that all the players are safe and the coaches have wisdom as they lead, and the fans will have a safe trip home as well. But tonight, coming into the game, as we stated, Texas High 9-0, Whitehouse has one loss in district play. Well, in this season, they lost to Pine Tree earlier this year. And coming into the game, I mean, in order for Texas High to continue to have success, make it to 10-0, man, there's got to be some keys to the game, Brian.
Yeah, last week we saw the Tigers for the first time in the season that ran into some penalty problems. So one of their keys to success tonight is going to be to minimize those penalties. That's not been something that we've seen them do all year, but last game it was that Achilles heel for them. And last game, the defensive line, that big defensive line that we talk about every week, was not really too much of a factor until the fourth quarter. So we want to see them come out and be a big factor from the beginning of the game. And then McHenry. Last year we want to make sure that he comes out, last game he came out, and we want to make sure that he comes out hot this week. He was a little sluggish going into, the whole first half last week. Mm-hmm. The games that they've really come in and dominated throughout the season, he's come out hot from the first snap. And so we hope that he comes out and does that from the beginning tonight, and that'll be a big key for them to see how many points they're actually going to put up.
And I don't know if we saw this in pregame, but last night at Walk-Ons, Billy Lavender interviewed him, who we're going to hear from a little bit later on, as he's going to have Coach Stanford before we go into the first quarter. But, man, McHenry's quarterback intelligence is unbelievable. He was talking about the catch and the throw last week to Clayton Smith. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it on Texarkana Game Day, the one-handed catch that he had. And I found out this week that those were still defensive gloves. Those were not wide receiver gloves, which has a little bit of sticky stuff on them. So that just tells you how big of a hand that Clayton Smith has. But he started breaking that play down. And I texted his coach, Coach Toon. I said, man, you've done a great job of helping this kid understand. And he said, that was all him. He said, I'd have thrown it to Clayton Smith immediately, but he was reading the field, and that's where he went with it. So I agree with you, just that if he comes out hot, it's going to be a long night for the Wildcats. But I think for the Wildcats do have success tonight, they're going to have to protect their quarterback. Defensive line of Texas High is very strong, but the one thing about Whitehouse is they are very disciplined. As I stated earlier, only one penalty of 15 yards this year, which is unsportsmanlike conduct or something like that. So great character on that team. Talked to Coach, so they've just got great leaders. I think they need to slow the game down. You know what I mean by slow the game down is just simply they set the tempo of the game. If they want to speed it up or slow it down and keep the ball out of Texas High's hands, and then just no mental errors. That's on both sides of the ball, just simply no mental errors. But I think it's going to be a great matchup tonight, and it's going to be very interesting because Whitehouse comes in after last week. They beat Jacksonville 42-14, and next week it's going to be fun. We got playoffs next week.
Yeah, and looking forward to next week. We got to get through tonight, and tonight I think it's going to be. I've been looking at both of these teams all week, and one team comes in undefeated, one team comes in with one loss, and we got two high-powered, hot teams coming in tonight. And I think we're in for a treat, and it is going to be a lot of points put on the board.
I think so too. And you talk about that, in for a treat, high-powered offenses, defenses that can play as well. And it's Whitehouse wasn't expected to do this year. And I will tell you this, they're a very young team. Their quarterback's Conflitti is a sophomore. Their running back's a senior, but they've got some guys that behind them that are young as well that you're going to see a little bit of. Their backup quarterback's a freshman. So they're young. What amazing experience. You're going to have a 3-year starter barring injury from your quarterback. That's something special to be said. As well as McHenry being a junior. He'll be back next year, and that Friday night experience is priceless.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about football. We say it week in and week out. When you trot out here on Friday nights and you've got a bunch of 16, 17-year-old kids playing, it's anybody's game. So, it's not like the NFL where you can recruit your players in college and build your team up, you don't get a special team like this every year. And so it's something special that everybody needs to watch and experience, and it's going to be something special if they can win tonight and go 10-0 and be the outright champs for their district.
And they get back. He came back in and played a little bit, but Braylon Stewart is going to be back in the game tonight. Watched him in pregame, looked really good, looked fresh in pregame. It's good to have an 1,100-yard rusher. He quietly had over 50 yards last week, not a lot of carries last week. Has 12 touchdowns on the year. But here's the crazy part with him is his 7.7 yards a carry.
Yeah, last week we saw the Tigers struggle through the game. And if you remember back, when that spark came that pushed them into taking that lead was when he came in the fourth quarter, maybe early third quarter, I can't remember exactly when, but when he came in and all of a sudden, bam, 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 it was 10 yards a carry. He probably only carried the ball, I don't know if you told us or not, he probably only carried it 5 times.
Yes.
But it was 10 yards every time he touched it. And that sparked him to drive the ball down the field and take the lead there and actually get the win. And so it makes a team feel good when you've got a player like that you can hand it to and do what you need to do.
Well, in Texas High, this is the first time in 4 years that they could be the outright district champs. 4 years ago, they were 10-0, and then went to the playoffs, lost in the first round. But we'll talk about the playoffs later on tonight. But McHenry comes in, and nothing against quarterbacks. They had a great quarterback, Cade Pearson, then 4 years ago. But McHenry comes in tonight. He's only 5 yards away from 2,000 yards on the season. And what I love about it is it's 64% completion average. That is like – if you put that in baseball, you're making millions of dollars.
Yeah. And I talked about it on the radio a little while ago when we went down and did the pregame show on 107.9 The Fan, and they asked me about McHenry, and I just told he's so poised, and he's such a great leader. And even when you and I, just in passing with him, whether it's before the game or after the game, we're down around the kids, he's just such a polite and great young man. And you love to see kids like that succeed, and he's really turned into a leader and turned into a very good football player.
And he stops, he looks you in the eyes, and talks to you. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's hard to find a young man at that age that'll do that. As well as Clayton Smith. Clayton's the same way, and a lot of those kids are. And so, I attribute that to Coach Stanford and the leadership that he has. I was talking to Billy this week, and he was telling me that they go into family groups, and it's not even by their position. They've divided those kids up by the team, and each coach is assigned a group, and it's probably 10 kids off of each off of the team, and then they just spend a few minutes talking life, just asking questions, spending time together, and you can really, personally, I see that as in the character of this team, because you're able to deal with those issues that may be some character issues or character flaws in those family groups, because it creates accountability.
Yeah, and in high school football, it is a family.
Yeah.
And you can tell by the product that a coaching staff puts out on the field. How hard they're working, what their true values are for that program and that team. And so going back to pregame radio show, I was asked about Coach Stanford, me having, a coaching background, what I thought about what he's done, and just me meeting him and getting to know him a little bit better. And, man, I can't praise the guy enough.
Oh, I know.
He's a class act.
Yep.
And does such a phenomenal job with these athletes and the facilities. And
that coaching gear looked good tonight too, by the way.
I complimented him on that. I complimented him on that as well. You know me, of all people, I notice. It's about the swag.
That's why we have this camera in the booth now tonight, because it's all about Mr. Bolt. I don't even know why I'm in here. I'm just going to step out. It's all about him. So,
do you know how much money I had to pay for them to get that in here tonight?
Shelter insurance is what I get for you. But then you can also go to, last week we talked about a lot about Clayton Smith catch because it was outlandish. But I'm going to tell you, the catch that Sellers made down the field, I think it was somewhere around a 45 to 50-yard reception that set up the go-ahead score. I'm telling you, that kid is having an amazing year. He's got 810 yards. No, that's wrong. I apologize. We'll back up. He's 144 yards from 1,000 yards rushing, and So, I mean, 144 yards away from 1,000 yards of receiving. I mean, that's a big year, and that's not including all of his other receivers, because, I mean, it's pretty unique night. I mean, that's an offensive attack, and when you run Clayton Smith on the field, you've got two D1 athletes, and who are you going to double team? So somewhere somebody's going to be open all night, and then don't count out Rogers or Trey Roberts or Caden Miller. Any of those kids, or many that the tight end running down the seam route, it can be huge.
Yeah, we talk about the defense so much that sometimes I go home and feel bad for the offense. But, I mean, when you put up the numbers that they've put up, I mean, we could sit up here and talk about every single one of them on both sides of the ball all night. I mean, they've got such a good offense, such a high-powered defense. We just don't have enough time in the day to get to everybody, and we wish we did. But, man, there's so many guys that get overlooked. That offensive line, they've been getting a lot more love this year. They've been on some of the game day shows and radio and getting some love that way. But, man, you can't put an offensive line like that together in high school and not be successful. I mean, you're looking across the line at 255, 335, 300, 305, 265.
And they're not slow.
No.
I mean, DeMarcus Day was laying people out last week. And that was not a block in the back, by the way.
Look, I'm going to say I'm pushing 220. It may be a little more than that.
Well, that brownie that you ate while ago.
But I can't. Don't be telling anybody about that. But I'm definitely not 335. But I still can't move the way he does.
Yes.
I mean, these kids are athletes.
Yep.
And they're not just big bodies up there in the way like you see sometimes. These guys can go.
And FCA does a powerlifting meet, and he won the meet last year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's strong as well, not just big, but he's strong. And what I love about Texas High's offense, and I really hadn't talked a lot about it this year, but is the balanced attack. 2,069 yards rushing, 2,075 yards passing.
Yeah.
That, I mean, you can't get any more balanced than that. And so you never know from an opposing team, are they going to run it? Are they going to pass it? What are their tendencies? It's hard to pick it up when it's such a balanced attack.
And that's the sign of a good team, when you can be that balanced. And you don't have to say, well, we can't throw the ball. We can't protect our quarterback. We don't have the receivers to catch it. We don't have the quarterback to get it there.
Yep.
Or on the other side, well, we don't have good running backs. We got to throw it. We don't this. We don't that. When you can balance it out like that, it's scary. It's scary.
Right. So the Wildcats have entered the field in Texas High. The smoke bombs are going off. And you better get ready, because I have a feeling there's going to be some extra smoke tonight. I mean, it's filling up, as you can see on your screen. And, man, I'm going to tell you something. Billy Lavender is all in with this. And so here come the Tigers. So if you're at home, you're watching at walk-ons or at Texas Roadhouse, come on, get on your feet and let's cheer for those Tigers as they enter the field tonight. I think there's some extra smoke down there tonight. Look at that. Look at that. He's got it rolling tonight.
Yeah, the Tiger King himself, he takes pride in that. And I tell you what, Coach Stanford does such a great job with the facilities here, but we've got to give a shout out to Billy Lavender. What a great job that he does putting on a production for these kids to take the field. I mean, it gets the kids pumped up, you know, over there that you could see on your screen just a few minutes ago. I mean, the other team was getting fired up, and the Tigers were too.
And so right now, we're going to take it to Billy Lavender. He's with Coach Stanford.
Hey, Coach Stanford. So, how are you feeling about the game tonight?
Oh, we're excited to play. You got a beautiful Friday night in Tiger Stadium, so we're excited.
Oh, yes. We expect good things. Are the boys pumped up?
Yeah, I think so. I think we learned a lot last week about ourselves. We're really excited to be out here to play for the district championship tonight.
All right. Well, we expect good things.
Thanks.
Back to you, Nick.
Thanks,
or Eric.
I appreciate it, Emma. So great job. That's what we love about Tiger Vision. We thought it was going to be Billy Lavender, but obviously Emma's a lot prettier than Billy Lavender is. But great job, Emma. And that's what I love about Mr. A. He always allows students to be involved and interview them. So she did a good job there.
Yeah, she did, Nick.
Yeah. Shut up. So looks like the captains are entering the field. And once again, going to be Clayton Smith for Texas High. And once I get a number on who it's going to be for the Whitehouse Wildcats, he's got his jersey pulled up, and he's walking out there acting like he's going to do all kinds of stuff to Clayton Smith. But I don't know if he's ever met Clayton, but that's not a smart idea there. Looks like it's going to be 14, Jack Clark. He's a senior linebacker. And so he looks like he's fired up, and so he's going to go. He's pointing at
Clayton
which
Smith
direction.
looks like he's really amused.
No, that all this does is just adds fuel to the flame for these guys. You know it is. So Texas High will get the ball the first half. And
Okay, fans, let's get ready for some football tonight here at
so they're going to receive. And so we're about to get underway here in just a couple of minutes here at Grimm Park, at Tiger Stadium at Grimm Park. The band's getting ready for Eye of the Tiger. And we are about to start championship night here at Tiger Stadium. All of you that are watching from around town, from other schools, thank you for being a part. It's all about unity in our community, coming together to be one. And so to get behind these Tigers tonight for kicking for the Wildcats is going to be number 21, Ben Harris. Harris is going to be kicking. He'll be doing all of the kicking duties for this evening. And so back deep for the Tigers is Trey Roberts. And so Tiger fans are on their feet. If you're at the house or wherever you are, come on, let's make some noise. Going to be a shallow kick. Blake Rogers is going to receive it. He's going to return it. And he's going to be brought down immediately at the, looks like at the 36-yard line. Going to be brought down by a host of Wildcats. In first on the tackle was number 14, Jack Clark. And so here we go. Wildcats come out with a lot of confidence and believing that they can beat these Tigers. So McHenry, once again, he enters tonight's game 64%, 5 yards shy of 2,000. So we expect to see him eclipse that mark tonight. Witcher's going to get the start at running back. Trey Roberts in, as well as looks like it'll be Ryan Sellers. Witcher's going to get the carry. Ryan Sellers in. Nate Minnie was in at the tight end position. So Witcher on the carry, going to have a gain of 2 yards, going to be brought down. It's going to bring up second down and 8.
Yeah, and he was brought down there by number 14, Jack Clark, the senior linebacker. Watch for us to call his name quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, so, and it's good if they're getting to that second level. And so McHenry back to pass, going to have Ryan Sellers out. And Sellers they were playing soft on that. And even the play before that, they were soft, going to be run out of bounds. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Yeah, and right here on the replay, you see McHenry just take the ball and he gets rid of it pretty quick like. They're playing soft coverage outside, and that won't last very long. And as soon as they step up close and give a little press coverage, you're going to see Sellers get down the sideline, and they're going to lob one to him in the end zone.
We apologize for the replay. It kind of froze up, so had a little technical issue, but we'll get that resolved. So we've got a 2-back set. So Miller goes in motion. So Guy Johnson in. Guy's going to get the carry, and he's going to have a great run. Clock's going to continue to run, going to have a gain of 9, brings up 2nd down and 1.
Yeah, and he's brought down by number 5, Jaden Brandon, the junior strong safety, but not after 9 yards. And the Tigers are knocking on the door here.
A little different formation than we've seen this year. So you've got Witcher in and Guy Johnson in. And so like a little split back set. So we're going to bring 1st and 10.
Yeah, and they did get the first down, but he was brought down by number 45, Chris Roberts. That was a good play there, but not after yardage that give the Tigers another first down.
Bring Guy Johnson out of the game after 2 great carries. Blake Rogers checks back in along with Trey Roberts, and Ryan Sellers in at receiver. Witcher stays in the backfield. Witcher on the carry. And Witcher had a great game last week. He eclipsed the 100-yard mark and had, I think, 2 touchdowns last week. And going to bring up 2nd down, and we're going to call it 7.
Yeah, and you can see the Tigers trying to go at their tempo here. It's not a quick, hurry-up offense, but they do like to try to get a play off before the play clock gets down to about 20.
So Witcher flanked going to move to the right side of McHenry. Got one-on-one coverage, it looks like. And Witcher on the carry, but play's going to be strung out. And it's going to be brought down, going to bring up 3rd down for the Tigers.
Yeah, number 28, Braden Matthews, come in from one of the linebacker positions there and makes a great play. Going to bring it up 3rd and long for the Tigers here. Have trips to the top side of the field. Man-to-man coverage down here on the bottom.
And I would expect them to be 4-down territory. So, looking for Trey Roberts. Defensive back falls down. Touchdown, Tigers! Trey Roberts on the reception.
Yeah, number 6, Sam Cook was in coverage there. And he just ran a nice little hitch route.
31 yards.
And the defensive back falls down. McHenry puts it on him. And the Tigers are on the board with 9:23 left to go in the first quarter.
Once again, McHenry and Shelley celebrate with McHenry on the fly.
A nice drive there by the Tigers.
So Lavender on the snap, Dotson on the hold, and once again, Hernandez remains perfect on the year with PATs with 9:23 left in the first quarter. Texas High 7, Whitehouse 0. On that play, the defensive back just got turned around and fell down, and I think it was just a comeback route, it looked like, and he didn't know what happened where Trey Roberts went.
Yeah, and Texas High comes out here. It's 40 degrees outside right now.
But not inside.
And that Tiger offense comes out hot. So regardless of the weather down there, and that was one of our keys to the game. McHenry needs to come out firing on all cylinders. Usually when they're at their best, he starts from the very first snap. And so far, that's what it's looking like tonight.
You may can hear it, but I can hear Coach Harrell down there yelling at his offensive line. Great job right there, great job. I just know that voice.
Brandon Backey
so, Hernandez out to kick, deep for the Wildcats is going to be number 5, Jaden Brandon, and number 8, the Carlton Wilson. Excuse me, number 3 is back deep. Hall's going to have a nice little carry to bring it out. Wildcats will have it 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
And he's going to be tackled there by Witcher. On special teams coming in with a big play there. We're going to see the Wildcat offense trot out for the first time tonight.
So when your Wildcat offense comes out, you're going to see them. They're going to run. They're going to run a spread a lot like they're going to huddle. They're going to spread it out a lot like Texas High, but they'll line up in a formation and shift to a different formation to keep the defense off balance. A lot of motion on the snap, and they're going to try to get it out. And Conflitti tried to get that out quick and almost intercepted by Finley there.
Brings up second down 10.
Finley just stepped right in front of that route.
Yeah, and Finley wishes that he had that one back. That was thrown and almost a great play on the first offensive play for Whitehouse. And man, what would that have done for the Texas High offense to get to trot right back out there with on the 30-yard line?
10 seconds later. Looks like going to be too many men. Threw a flag on that, going to wave the flag off. I think he was just trying to stop the play. But on that last play, Clayton Smith went and introduced himself to Conflitti, so he knows who he is. So second down and 10 for the Wildcats. Once again, a pass going to be deflected. So the Wildcats come out, and it's 3rd and 10, and they hadn't gotten a pass off yet.
Yeah, and we talked about it. The defensive line for Texas High has been so strong this year. Didn't have a great showing last week, but a good one. And they come out firing on all cylinders right here on this first possession. For Whitehouse, number 41, Derek Brown, got in the backfield, tipped that ball up in the air. Clayton Smith got back there and almost tipped another one just a minute ago. You see that happen too many times tonight, and there's going to be some picks.
Looks like they're going to a 3-man front. Clayton is going to line up at more of a linebacker position, and to kind of protect that little short route. Alexander is going to have the catch, but he's actually going to lose yardage. Going to bring up 4th down and 11. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, number 32, Michael Thomas is out there at the cornerback position right now, and what a great play. The receiver that was supposed to get out and block him couldn't get there because Thomas just showing that speed there, getting upfield and making a great play, and on the first possession, Whitehouse going to have to punt it away.
So 3 and out on the first possession. Going to be a short punt, and one of the Texas High guys is going to try to get over there, but I'm sure the coaches are going to talk to him about don't be doing that. Let's let that go. Don't give the officials an opportunity to make a call there. So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line with 8:26 left in the second quarter for the Tigers. Hey, if you're the Tiger defense, that's how you want to start a football game.
Exactly, and the Tiger offense.
Yes.
I mean, they're coming out right now, and they are rolling. And, even though they did get the punt off and it turned into Texas High's favor, I mean, it's still, he shanked the punt a little bit, and they've got great field position here.
So I love what my buddy talked about after this play. Witcher on the carry, going to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
No gain, 2nd down.
Yeah, number 25, Eric Brody, comes in and makes a good play. Looks like there's going to be no gain on the play.
In my game notes back to Texas High defense, I'd written down the X factor is pressure. And my buddy, Coach Rick Barker, he's on my deer lease, and we were talking a couple of weeks ago, and he said nothing beats pressure. And so it's exactly what you see there. Pressure is what will force some things there. McHenry's going to be sacked, going to be brought down in the backfield. That offensive line broke down a little bit. That's one of the few times we've seen that this year. So we're going to obviously be a loss on the play, bring up 3rd down and 15.
Yeah, the defensive end, number 45, Chris Roberts, comes in with another big play there. It looked like they stacked the box on Texas High, and they just didn't have enough blockers for all the guys that they brought there. That was a good defensive play by Whitehouse.
McHenry back to pass, great protection, and it's a little bit short, and the official threw a flag from literally 45 yards away. Ball was intended for Caden Miller, and but he threw that. Did you see how far he threw that?
Yeah, well, first off, great arm to get it all the way there. He actually threw it past the play, And second, great eyes for seeing that PI from way down the field there.
Yes.
Let's just hope it goes against them.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a defensive pass interference. It looks like they're marking off, which will be an automatic 15 yards automatic first down. Defensive holding. So it's defensive holding, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down on that, which is a huge penalty in favor of the Tigers that goes against the Wildcats. So the Wildcats, as you'll see, are going to be lined up in a 4-2-5 defense tonight. They've got what they call a dog, or some people call it a rover in their defense. He'll move around quite a bit. Caden Miller over the middle. Caden's going to break free, 10-5, touchdown Tigers with 7:06 left in the first quarter. Texas High is going to take the lead once again, or extend their lead 13-0.
And what a great play there. A great call by the coaching staff for Texas High. They run a little play action, get the linebackers to bite, and they throw it right over the top of the linebacker there. He just ran a simple crossing route or a slant across the middle, and he hit him in stride. McHenry once again coming out firing. And man, he is hot right now.
He breaks 2,000 yards on that first drive and adds to it there. 7:05 left in the first quarter. Texas High 14, Whitehouse 0. We'll be back after these messages.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help, because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Welcome back here to Tiger Stadium, where the Tigers are leading 14-0. And before we go any further, I know that you share the same feelings I do, but I want to thank Frank for everything he does for us from Texarkana Game Day. Man, just makes us look really good every week, gets our keys to the game, the graphics and everything, and so we appreciate him very much, and so we just want to give him some love a little bit.
Yeah, what a great job that Texarkana Game Day does, and a great job that Tiger Vision does to bring this broadcast to you every week.
Going to kick it deep with a little bit different lineup. Going to be fumbled, and he's going to come out of the end zone. Got to after that, and is going to be rocked. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the 4-yard line. If it can go wrong for the Wildcats, it has gone wrong so far. Once he touches the ball in the field of play and it rolls to the end zone, he's got to pick it up and bring it out. So they're going to give him the 5-yard line.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I can't get a number there. I thought it was number 17.
It was like a whole den of Tigers.
It is number 17. I don't have
That's
a
Guy
number 17.
Johnson.
Guy Johnson.
Guy
Okay.
Johnson.
I don't have him on my roster here. Maybe I need to get a updated copy, but and once again, another tip ball right there by that defensive line. And I tell you what, if they don't start, if Whitehouse can't figure out how to keep the defensive line out of the backfield, it's going to be a long, long night.
Well, as I stated earlier, there were some things on Twitter, and they're a little bit extra motivated. So this could be, we're going to see what happens here. 14-0 with 6:53 left in the first quarter. So Conflitties sends a man in motion. He's going to have it deep, going to hand it off to Gooden. Gooden's going to be wrapped up immediately and dropped for a loss by that Tiger defense.
Yeah, and there he is once again. We talk about him every week, number 41, Derek Brown. College coaches need to start looking at him because he is a player.
And if you're wondering, college coaches, Clayton Smith has 40 tackles. Derek Brown has 52 tackles on the year, 40 of those solo with 3.5 sacks. That is some dang good stats right there.
Oklahoma.
Where you at?
We can pack them up and move them at the same time. Let's go.
That's right.
It'd be cheaper on gas. We'll bring them at the same time.
That's right. So here we go, a little shift there to try to get the defense off balance. Gooden's going to be brought down, and the quarterback, Conflitty's going to barely get it out of the end zone. that Tiger defense was in the backfield once again, going to bring up a punt situation for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and they faked it to their back there, and that back was hit in the end zone. I actually thought he had the ball, and the quarterback fumbled the ball, picked it up, and actually got out to about the 2-yard line, and the punter's going to be punting from a short distance from his snapper. Wouldn't be surprised to see Texas High go after it here, try to come up with another big defensive play.
Caleb Arnold will back deep for the Tigers. And so you're going to have great field position. You're going to get away from that and just run away. And the Tigers are going to have it in Whitehouse territory at the 45-yard line. So Texas High will begin once again at the 45-yard line inside of the Whitehouse territory.
Yeah, and LaJonte Reitner, one of the cornerbacks, the last time that almost got touched with one of the punts, he ran straight to Coach Stanford that time, and the ball didn't even get close to him. So he made sure he got out of the way.
He might actually get a Christmas card this year.
And another opportunity for the Tiger offense here with great field position.
McHenry back to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to pull it down and run. He's going to have a great gain. And it looks like we're going to get holding from about 6 flags on the field. There's a lot of laundry out there. Everybody saw it. And so it's going to be a spot foul there. So instead of first down, it'll be second down and probably around second down and 8. It'll be a 10-yard penalty. Should be.
Yeah, just a breakdown there, and McHenry escapes out from the pocket and just tries to get what he could get and makes a great play there. And sometimes when things break down like that, you grab folks trying to protect your quarterback. And
get the call. Yeah, it's basically what old school would call it a peel back block. So that's what he did. Creates a defenseless player. And so it's going to bring up first down and 12. So really just a loss of 2 yards on the penalty. So not as bad a damage as it could have been.
I agree with trying to protect the players, yes. And I understand the blind side, blocks that you get there, but sometimes you get the flag thrown just because the other guy's not looking, and
I remember my dad when I played football, he said, keep your head on a swivel. You never know what's going to see you.
Whole ear hole.
That's right. Pass complete to Caden Miller. Looks like 14's wanting to run his mouth a little bit, but I want to check the scoreboard. Looks like another personal foul penalty on the Tigers.
Yeah, and possibly unsportsmanlike. Things are getting a little chippy down there. Let's hear what he has to say.
Personal foul. Number 3 of the offense. 15-yard penalty, second down.
So they're going to get Caden Miller on a personal foul penalty. So it's going to be.
Yeah, it looks like after the guy tackled him, he got up and stepped over him, a little taunting there, and
bring up second down and 25.
We talked about it pregame. It's going to be a little chippy tonight, and you know what? I kind of like it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've talked to coaches, and you want a guy like what we were talking about, number 14 for them, Clark. I mean, you want a guy that's a little chippy. Guy that's got a little mouth on him just to, keep it within reason. It's kind of like a shortstop in baseball. All shortstops just kind of get a little chippy, so Henry back to pass, looking for Caden Miller over the middle once again, and going to be incomplete. So going to bring up third down and 21.
Yeah, and McHenry had to throw that one a little high to get it over the linebacker there, and it was just out of the reach of his target, and he wanted to try to go for the long play there and almost connected.
So ball started out in Wildcat territory, and because of penalty, it's moved back, and so it's going to be. It's at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, number 9, Blake Rogers trots off the field, and number 18, the tight end, Nate Minnie, comes in the game.
Minnie and Miller, I can see see smoke or whatever you want to call it coming out of their face mask. McHenry pressured and is going to be brought down in the backfield. And going to be sacked for the second time tonight. That defense, they run a lot of slants, a lot of stunts is what old guys used to call it. And so if that offensive line can stop that, it'll be a good night, which they have so far. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Texas High 14, Wildcat 0. 4th down and 3 zip codes away.
Sellers back to punt.
Sellers is going to be back to punt. Back deep for the Wildcats is Trevor Thering. So, man, that snap was a little slow getting back there. Thering's going to field the ball at about the 30-yard line, going to be brought down at the 37-yard line. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the 37.
Yeah, and he was brought down by number 35, Deshaun White.
Deshaun White on the tackle. Whitehouse takes over.
Once again, that Texas High defense. See if they can get another 3 and out. So far, the Wildcats have not been able to move the ball on their first 3 possessions with no first down so far. And so we saw this same thing in the Pine Tree game. So we'll see what happens tonight. And, man, if you can get a great performance out of your offense and defense headed into the playoffs, I mean, and that's the thing we talked about in pregame. The focus that these guys have tonight is at that level that they've been at, and I think it's even a higher level than we've seen all year.
And one of the receivers got a little early jump there, so they're going to move those back 5 yards.
So 5-yard penalty, 1st down and 15. Flitty hands it off to Gooden. Gooden's going to take it straight ahead, have a gain of 2 on the play.
And he's brought down by number 33, Alex Hines, who's been playing well over the last couple weeks after he came in for an injured Jackson Halter, and now he's getting his chance to play a lot more and doing a real good job.
2nd down, 13.
So he takes over for Tyson in this game. So defense is communicating very well. So we're going to shift there, give a little bit different look, going to shift back, and a little different look. Going to hand it off to Gooden, and Gooden is going to be brought down in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. That Tiger defense is stingy tonight.
Yeah, number 90, Christian Surratt, he stuck his hand out and caught him on the shoulder pad, and when you get those big mitts on you, you're not getting away.
That's the thing, we've talked about all year is not are they just strong physically, but their hands are strong. I mean, they're hanging on to guys and jersey tackle, whatever they got to do to get them down. So 3rd down and 15. So going to have a flag on the play. It's going to be an offsides on the Tigers, but it's amazing the play that was just made there. Clayton Smith never quit on the play, and he is 30 yards downfield making that tackle.
And I think that's the first play tonight where they've actually netted yardage.
It is. And it was just simply an offsides play, and so penalties decline. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the Tiger 47-yard line. Flitty fakes the handoff to Gooden, and doesn't see anything. And I think that was a quarterback draw the entire way. Is going to have a gain of 4 yards. Going to bring up 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, number 24, Braxton White, the junior linebacker.
2nd down, 6.
Brought him down on the play there, and looks like it was good for about 4 yards.
So 2nd down and 6 for the Wildcats. So they've got a little drive going. Going to see if the Tigers can keep it off balance. And once again, go back to what they do. So a lot of motion by the Wildcats. They're trying to create something. And ball is intercepted. Going to be picked off by Jackson Halter, his 2nd interception of the year.
Jackson Halter on interception.
Be 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
And Coach Stanford has picked up the flag and said, "Not tonight, fellas." He put it in his pocket.
It's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Tigers. They've got us, legal man downfield. I thought we were going to get unsportsmanlike conduct. Finley got really excited about that ball, and you could tell that umpire was like, ooh, should I throw it or not?
Yeah, number 33, Alex Hines, comes in and lays a big lick on the quarterback. And then, of course, Jackson Halter, here he is making another big play.
Just stepped right in front of that pass, and that's pressure. Does a lot. Man, Witcher makes a great cut and is going to stay on his feet. What a run by Witcher. Witcher's going to go all the way. Folks, that is amazing. Touchdown, Tigers.
And Coach Stanford he is pumped up. His headset's off. He is down on the 10-yard line. You talking about a place coming absolutely unglued. We've seen a lot of great runs so far this year, but I'm going to put my stamp on it right now. That is the top run of the year so far.
And how many
tackles did he break?
I got to be honest, I got a little tear in my eye because Stanford and I had a conversation about that young man right there, the second chance that Coach Stanford went to bat for him. And, folks, that's why you give people a second chance. That kid's focused in life. This is what sports can do. So with 1:08 left in the first quarter, Texas High 21, Whitehouse 0. We'll be back right after these messages.
If you're looking for authentic Cajun-style meats prepared and ready to cook and take home, look no further than Lanyard Specialty Meats. We here at Lanyard Specialty Meats select nothing but premium meats, and we season it to perfection so that you'll have all of Acadiana flavor here in your own home. Come by Lanyard Specialty Meats for all your tailgating needs for this football season or hunting season. Remember, Lanyard Specialty Meats.
Lanyards is an official sponsor and proud supporter of Texarkana Game Day.
And we are back here at Tiger Stadium at Grimm Park. Man, let me just tell you, the press box is buzzing after that run by Witcher. That is, I want it, I'm going to get it, I'm going to do everything I can to get in the end zone.
Well, look, hey,
and
I haven't been on the sideline in 2 years, okay? I have not been on the sideline in 2 years, but I was just as fired up on that play right there as I was when I coached. And I'm telling you right now, that makes it all worth it right there. Man, what a play. And to see Coach Stanford get that fired up over that run right there, man, it's an awesome night at Grimm Park right now.
So the ball's going to be fielded at the 3-yard line. What a great kick by Hernandez. It's going to be brought back by Hall, and he's going to get it out to the, looks like they're going to spot it at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, and in on that tackle, number 45, Jaden Kelly. And we're still up here excited about that run. And what a great coverage on the kick by the kickoff team there. Going to pin them inside the 20. I know at least for the second time tonight.
Witcher, he's on the kickoff return, so he's just getting to the sidelines, and they're all still loving on him after that. Gooden on the carry. Going to be brought down from behind, but he's going to not after a gain of 4.
Yeah, and he was brought down by number 90, Kristen Surratt, and number 11, Darren Finley. Not after about a 4-yard gain. A nice little run there by the Wildcats.
Clock's ticking down, about 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Conflitti hands it off once again to Gooden, and Texas High is right there. That run defense is stingy all year long, as we know.
Number 41, Derek Brown, in on the tackle again, and what a strong guy. Like you talked about earlier, when they get a hold of you, they don't have many backs that break tackles when they get a hold of them.
So it looks like Whitehouse is going to wind it down and let it go to the second quarter. So at the end of the second quarter, Texas High 21, Whitehouse 0.
Yeah, and what a great first quarter there. And to end the first quarter, we're going to send it down to the field for a sideline report. Okay, we are not going down to the sideline just yet. We're going to keep it up here with us.
Well, I was going to talk about that defense, their numbers on the year. They've only given up less than 2,000 yards total defense on the year. I want to put that in perspective, folks. McHenry's passing is over 2,000 yards. He's probably around 2,100 yards now tonight, including tonight. And so the Texas High defense has only given up less than 1,900 yards. Per play, it's only 3.8, so they're very stingy, and it's just unbelievable what they've done. And then the points per game is only 12 points per game, and I got to say, some of those points are late in the game when they sub in a lot of guys, letting a lot of different guys play, and then the first team of the other team is allowed in, to stay in during the game. But I'm just telling you, Texas High defense is something special.
Yeah, man, and what a start here. We're only one quarter into this. And you talking about a fired up crowd, fired up kids, a fired up press box.
Oh, yeah. Man, I've been fired up all week for this game. So, Conflitti back to pass. He's going to have a man, and he is going to be met immediately. Ball was caught by number 3, Hall, and he was, I don't even know how to state that.
And you talk about fired up, how about lit up? Number 22, LaJonte Reitner, lays a lick after that catch.
And he will go and hit you. And I will say this, let's go back to the old school days of ESPN. He got jacked up.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So Caleb Arnold is going to let that punt roll, and it's going to come dead inside the 25 at the 24-yard line for the Tigers. So the Tigers will have it 1st and 10 at the 25. Going to be really their worst field position of the night, with a lead of 21-0 with 11:15 left in the first half. And so you got to be the Whitehouse defense thinking, man, we've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
Yeah, and they're bringing in the fire department already because the Tigers are hot right now.
Oh, wow. That was good. That was good.
Hey, because sometimes it just bees like that. All right, I'm going to get everyone in by halftime tonight.
That's right. That's right. Because all I got to say is it's as cool as the other side of the pillow.
That's right. That's right.
So here we go. Witcher once again on the run, makes more cuts. And going to have a gain of 14 yards, and he's just like a pinball out there bouncing around. You just can't bring him down.
I don't know who tackled him. I'm not even looking at my sheet right now. I am so excited to see this young man. He broke that tackle earlier, or about 40 of them, and scored, and then he comes back out, and here he goes again.
So, and here's the deal. The normal starter is on the sidelines healthy, and this is the guy. So if you're a team that's watching this in the playoffs, you're going, oh my, they've got weapons everywhere. You're exactly right, folks. Witcher on the carry once again, comes towards the right side of the field, the near side of the field, closest to the home side. Going to be brought down immediately. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10 with no gain on the play.
Yeah, and he was brought down by number 90, Marshall Johnson, the senior defensive tackle there. That was a good play by the Whitehouse defensive line to string it out to the sideline until somebody could get there to clean it up.
Yeah. So I'm looking down here on the sideline, Clayton Smith just waiting for his opportunity to sneak in there and maybe create another you got mossed moment like he did last week. So McHenry back to pass. Going to have Trey Roberts on the slant, and it's going to be pass interference on Whitehouse. Defensive back was all over him.
Yeah, and what a great catch, and that's what I was just fisting to say, is if he doesn't catch the ball, it ought to be pass interference. The guy rode his back all the way across the 45-yard line, and he still comes up with a big catch.
So it looks like they were getting clarification on where do you want to take the penalty for more yards or take the reception, and you're naturally going to take the take the reception. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers, and here we go. Tempo, tempo, tempo. They want to move it and keep moving it. So Miller goes in motion, resets, hands off to Witcher. Witcher's going to cut it inside. And not after a gain of 1.
Witcher on the carry.
Yeah, and he was brought down by a host of Wildcats. They're led by number 50, Ryan Sanders.
Second down 9.
So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Tigers.
Got a nice crowd here tonight at Tiger Stadium.
So coming into tonight, Tiger offense has got over 4,100 yards of total offense. And they've added to that total tonight. McHenry steps up in the pocket. Beautiful. Touchdown Tigers. Trey Roberts on the reception. McHenry absolutely, his footwork on that was amazing.
And we talked about him in the pregame show, and I bragged and bragged and bragged about how poised that young man is. And he stepped up in the pocket when there was pressure, and on the run, let go of that ball and hit his receiver in stride. I mean, what an amazing, amazing throw by the Tiger quarterback. And we can't say enough about what he's done just so far in the first half. And we still got 9 minutes left to go.
9 minutes left in the first half, and Hernandez continues to his perfect streak on the PATs, and they've changed up the deep snap because of sickness and stuff. Lavender is snapping on the point after attempts and field goals.
And perfect as he was.
Yeah, and DePriest is going to be snapping on the punts. So kind of splitting those duties between great friends and doing a great job tonight.
Yeah, and let's recognize one of our sponsors, Retreat Therapy and Cool Spa, an outpatient therapy service that provides state-of-the-art technology to help you feel and look your very best. They offer whole body cryotherapy and can offer therapy for specific body parts. If you'd like to find out more information about Retreat Therapy and Cool Spa, you can find them on Facebook or at 4321 McKnight Road here in Texarkana.
Appreciate those guys sponsoring Texarkana Game Day and believing in what we do on Friday nights. If you're just now joining us, you are missing a great show by the Texas High Tigers, where it is 28-0 with 9 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, and if you're just now joining us and you've got time, you might want to ride out and catch the second half, because I've got a feeling if things keep going the way that it is right now, there might be a party at Grimm Park tonight.
Yeah. So Texas High has gone to a little bit different setup on their kickoff return. So ball's going to be caught by number 15, Thiering. He's going to set up the Wildcat offense at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, and he was brought down by number 3, Caden Miller there on the coverage. And out trots the hot defense for the Texas High Tigers.
So if you're the Wildcat offense, you've got to be a little bit frustrated, and Texas High is going to do some shifting around on their defense, really setting some things out, doing a lot of disguises. Fumble on the play. Quarterback to running back exchange was fumbled, and it's going to be first down Texas High. Clayton Smith on the recovery.
Yeah, and you know, we were talking during pregame about some tweets and some posts and things that were out this week to kind of fire each team up, and you know, there was a lot of talk about the Texas High defense. Were they as good as what people were saying they were? Mm-hmm. So far, in almost a quarter and a half in, they may be better than what people are saying they are.
I'll be honest, this is the best I've seen them play. Yep. I mean, as far as dominate. So that offense comes back out. McHenry back to pass. Either missed a route there, or looks like coach is talking to Sellers. I think he missed a route. It's supposed to be a little comeback there. So they'll get that right. There's a piece of film you work on this week. So, but other than that, the Texas High offense has been pretty good. I mean, hand it to Witcher and watch him go to work.
Yeah, exactly.
So second and 10 for the Tigers. Ball is at the 28-yard line of the Wildcats. Defensive coordinator for the Wildcats is out on the field trying to get their attention. The get the right signal. He sees something. So fakes the handoff to Witcher. Going to be intended for Caden Miller. It's just going to be a little bit high and off the hands of Miller.
Yeah, and that was pretty good coverage there by number 14, Jack Clark, one of the senior linebackers here in this 4-2-5, and he went with him and all the way across the middle and broke up the pass there, looking at 3rd down and long.
So the Whitehouse band has showed up. Apparently they didn't realize what game time was. So Trey Roberts gets it out, slings it out to him. Going to be brought down immediately. So you're looking for Texas High to go for it on 4th down here. Going to be 4th and 10. Looks like he was brought down by number 90 was over there, Johnson, for the Wildcats.
Yeah, there was a couple guys over there that tried to set up the little screen play, and the defensive line for Whitehouse didn't bite on it. Number 90, Marshall Johnson, and number 45, Casey Miller got over there to make the stop.
I'm going to tell you, I know it's COVID and all that stuff, but there's nothing like a high school band at a football game. It's just...
Especially one that shows up at halftime.
Yeah. McHenry back to pass. He's got Rogers. Touchdown, Blake Rogers. What a throw and catch there. Blake Rogers on the reception, and he has got his 3rd touchdown of the year.
And just when you think the offense is breaking down, Grayson McHenry steps up in the pocket and throws a dart down the field. Again, folks, if you have nothing going on and you're sitting at home watching, if you can come out and catch this second half, you need to.
So with 7:47 left in the first half, Texas High 35, Whitehouse 0. And so recently, we had an injury to one of our security guards, Ron Ferguson, and Ron has made his way to the game tonight. He was hit while directing traffic, and he is here tonight, and so we want to congratulate him and say continue to get well soon, Mr. Ferguson, and thank you for for all your service to TISD, and so we're just thankful that number one's alive and that he's doing a lot better. So Hernandez tees it back up. Texas High's moved to this bunch formation on the kickoff. So it looks a lot different. Band's getting ready to perform at halftime. Drill teams circled up, praying. And so 7:47 until halftime. We'll bring you the full halftime performance. Ball's going to be fielded by number 3, once again, Hall.
Yeah, and brought down another good tackle by number 33, Alex Hines.
Incorrect on that, number 5, Jaden Brandon. Like you said, brought down by Hines. Going to be 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line of the Wildcats.
If you'll turn your attention to the scoreboard, in the stands tonight, our special guest, Texas High School Police Officer.
Once again here at the stadium, they're honoring Ron Ferguson, giving him a shout out. Man, we're so thankful that he is in the stadium tonight after a horrific accident that he had. Just take it in, folks. That's what community's all about right there. Conflitti on the pass. Pass is complete to number 81, Fagan. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats. Ball is at the 28-yard line. Then he hands it off to Gooden. Gooden's going to be brought down immediately with the gain of about a half a yard.
And he's brought down by number 41, Derek Brown, on the tackle again, and Christian Surratt causing some noise in the backfield to help Brown out there on that play. Going to bring up 3rd down and short. Looks like they're going to change the play.
So 2 receivers to the right and to the left. One goes in motion, going to do that little pass, because if it's dropped, then it's an incomplete pass in the backfield. Going to be Theory on that reception, but it's going to be well short of the first down. Going to be 4th down and 4. Wildcats will punt once again.
Yeah, and he was brought down by number 21, Jackson Halter. And also in on the play was number 10, Clayton Smith. Clayton Smith got out there and sealed that end so that the run couldn't get outside where they were trying to go. And that's exactly how you draw it up. String it out to the sideline and let your linebackers come in and clean it up.
Wildcats have Arnold catches it on the run and stumbles, or he might have had a chance for a great return there. So to bring up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of the Tigers. So while we've got a little break in action here, a few scores that you folks might be interested in. Gilmer 24, Cattle Mills 14, the regional finals there. Mount Vernon is down to Malakoff 16-20. District play, Marshall is leading Nacogdoches 10-7, and they are playing for the 4th and final playoff spot out of this district. So, Witcher on the carry. He is 1 tackle away from taking that one to the house.
Yeah, and he was brought down by number 54, Casey Miller, on that play. And just like you said, it was an arm tackle. He reached out and barely brought him down. He was a fingertip away from a lot of green grass.
Yes, he was. Guy Johnson's checked into the game at running back. He's going to get the carry. He's trying to get that offensive line. Finley Warren kind of out of his way there.
Yeah, number 14, Jack Clark, comes in from that linebacker position again and makes a good play. Going to bring up 3rd down and 2 for the Tiger offense.
So 3rd and 2. Hands it off to Guy Johnson once again. Guy's going to spin, and he's going to have enough for a 1st down.
And a good second effort there. Good second effort.
Great second effort by the senior. Be 1st and 10.
And that's what you want to see, game 10. You know, whether you're the backup or the starter, you want to see kids like that are giving that second effort. It's late in the season. It's go time.
Looks like it's going to be a false start on the Tigers. So with 4:36 left in the first half, Texas High 35, Whitehouse 0. And those are the little things that we've got to eliminate going into the playoffs. We've got to get rid of those little penalties because it can cost us down the road. So 1st and 15 for Texas High. Bad snap. McHenry picks it up. He's going to go for Sellers. Sellers is going to be brought down at the 4-yard line, going to be out of bounds. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 4-yard line. What a great pass and catch there.
Yeah, number 45, Jaden Kelly, came into the tight end position there, and he ran a crossing route across the field, pulled everybody and left one-on-one coverage out there with Sellers. Sellers is such a good athlete. Most of the time when you've got him one-on-one, that's where I would go.
Hands it off to Guy Johnson. Johnson's going to be stuffed as he tries to go up the middle left side, and it's going to be brought down immediately by the Wildcat defense. Things are, Wildcats have got to be a little bit frustrated right now, not what they expected.
Yeah, and I tell you what, number 73, DeMarcus Day, pancaked somebody on that play, and they got up and got face-to-face with him and thought they wanted some, and he took his finger and just kind of thumped him. And he flew back about 4 yards.
Trying to figure out, after somebody pancakes you, why would you want to get up like that?
Embarrassment.
Yeah.
Embarrassment,
So we got a timeout on the field, timeout Texas High. Texas High leads 35-0. we'll be back right after these messages.
Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful, handcrafted stone is our passion, and we ensure our customers receive the quality they deserve. We stand by our word, we stand by our products, services, and work that we do. Our team of experienced craftsmen and product experts have been perfecting the craft of fabricating and installing stone since 1998. Visit the Design Center at Red River Lumber to see the many beautiful stone options available for your next project.
And we are back here at Tiger Stadium where Texas High leads 35-0 with 3:28 left in the first half. And Brian, we talked about last week, it's not what we expected. This week, it's what you expect, but we didn't expect this against this team.
No, I didn't expect them to come out this hot. But, man, have they. And it's going to be a long second half for Whitehouse if they punch it in here before halftime.
So Guy Johnson gets the carry, and he is brought down immediately, somewhat violently there.
Yeah, and that was number 90, Marshall Johnson, that brought him down and got in there and laid the shoulder pad on him and made a good play. And we're looking at third down and about 4.
Looks like we're bringing in the sumo package. Going to check out a few wide receivers, and it looks like Coach Stanford's going to call a timeout, going to let the play clock go down, wants to get a play here, wants to punch it in, and probably get some time off the clock as well. You wants to punch it in, and then in the second half be able to play a lot of his guys in order to just rest a few people, but then also get them experience on the field.
Yeah, no doubt. This second quarter timeout is going to be brought to you by Ship Outdoor. Your message at the speed of digital. Their 18 massive billboards across the Arklatex can change your message instantly. Their Geopath audited digital billboard locations in Texarkana and Shreveport offer more than 7 million weekly impressions for your advertising message when combined. If you'd like to talk about getting a billboard or any other digital things that they offer at Ship Outdoor, you can find out more information at shipoutdoor.com.
So as we resume play here, it's going to be 3rd and goal. The ball is spotted at the 4-yard line.
I feel like Nate Minnie was a little confused there if he needed to be on the field or on the sideline or in the stands.
So Rogers in motion, goes to a stack formation. McHenry's going to roll out, and he's just going to take it in himself. Touchdown Tigers. McHenry gets a rushing touchdown on the night with 2:35 left in the first half. Texas High 41, Whitehouse 0 with the kick still to come.
Well, look, I want them to get a touchdown any way they can, but I was watching because Nate Minnie came in late at the tight end position, and he ran a drag route through the back of the end zone and was wide open, and I just knew McHenry was fisting to hit him to get his first touchdown of the year, but he didn't, and he ran it in, and nonetheless, whoever does it, all we want him to do is get 6.
And he might have spiked the ball if he'd gotten it in. So with 2:35 left, with Hernandez's kick, and remains perfect once again, it's 42-0 Texas High. And I want to give a little shout out to the golf team. They're in Houston, and they're in first place right now in their tournament. And what I've been told is they are all watching the game, and so we appreciate every one of you guys watching the game. And I got to say, down in Houston, go Tigers. And tonight we're looking for the high numbers. Tomorrow they're looking for low numbers, and bring home the trophy. Really appreciate what those guys do, and man, they're pretty dang good, I promise you.
Yeah, and as the Tigers trot out here on the field, this kickoff is going to be brought to you by Rocasa Organics. Natural products to help you and your family thrive with ingredients you can trust. You can find out more information about Rocasa Organics at rocasaorganics.com.
Also, since we're at home, we did it last week, but we want to once again congratulate Logan Pilgreen as she committed to play soccer at SFA. And we're not for sure, but we think she might be the first Division I soccer player out of Texarkana in the history. So not a lot of soccer players around here at that level, so we want to congratulate her once again. Hernandez kicks it deep once again, and he's going to it looked like he called for a fair catch, which will bring the ball out to the 20-yard line, but Brandon caught it and then stepped out of bounds, but he waved for a fair catch, so if you wave for a fair catch inside the 25-yard line, it's automatically the ball spotted at the 25.
That's right. And while we do have a break in action, and we do want to make sure that we give a shout out to Tiger Vision each and every week. What a great job these students do putting on and making this broadcast so easy with us, and their fearless leader, Mr. Charles Aldridge, he does a great job up here keeping us all in line, especially Eric, which is a tough job to do. And so, but man, what a great job they do down on the field with the cameras and up here in the booth. All we got to do is show up and just talk. So,
Frank tells us that every week. He makes it easy for us and for game day, and so we really appreciate it. Conflitti back to pass, and as he releases the ball, he is hit in the backfield. Looks like by number 1 there.
Yeah, number 1, Jalen Green, and number 10, Clayton Smith both got in there, and Jalen made his way closer to the sideline and gave a little wave to the cameras down there. That'll probably be a good picture.
I was noticing
his mother can frame.
Noticing Conflitti there. It looked like he was trying to get water out of his ears like he'd been swimming. So he got hit pretty hard.
Whitehouse looks like they've got water in their ears right now.
They do. So, and they did not expect this.
Looks like it's going to, just to add to their problems, look like there's going to be a false start.
Yeah, we're going to try the little misdirection handoff to Rich there. Clemson runs that play a lot. See them run that play quite a bit. So tried to hand the ball. Looks like the quarterback's rolling out and hands the ball back off, but it's to no avail because there was a false start. So I'm going to bring up 2nd down and 15.
I think your game prediction is going to be a little off.
It might be. So, Conflitti hands the ball off. Going to have a gain of 5 yards. Going to be handed off to Gooden.
Yeah, number 90, Christian Surratt, the nose guard. He's going to bring him down there. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
So 3rd and long for the Wildcats. Ball on their own 23-yard line. So they started at the 25, and it's on the 23.
You see McHenry down here. He's warming up with Nate Minnie. Nate's telling him, look, throw it. I can catch it. Okay, throw it. I can catch it. What great hands Nate actually does have.
Yes.
Man, he was wide open.
Yeah. So Conflitti steps up in the pocket. He pulls the ball down and is going to run out of bounds. He's going to be just enough for a 1st down. I mean, right on the marker.
Yeah, and Coach Stanford's not happy. Behind the play, one of the offensive linemen for Whitehouse hit one of, it looked like 33, Alex Hines, behind the play, knocked him down on the ground, and then fell on top of him, pancaked him way behind the play, and Coach doesn't want anybody to get hurt.
Yes.
By any foolish plays out there.
So Conflitti hands the ball off to Gooden. Gooden's going to cut it back up inside, but going to be brought down immediately on his cut, but he's going to have a little gain of 4 yards, going to bring up 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, number 21, Jackson Halter, the middle linebacker for the Tigers, brought him down there. Just add to his tackle total for the year.
So had confusion on the defense. Couldn't get the linebacker. Looked like Finley was trying to get set up and just wasn't quite set up. But, hey, with a minute left in the first half, it's not a bad timeout. Just make sure it's right. Ball's on the 39-yard line. Try to get that shutout.
Yeah, and this timeout's going to be brought to you by Texana Bank. Texana Bank is more than your bankers. They're your friends. They're your neighbors. At Texana, They have built their reputation on trust and relationships they have with individuals, families, and local businesses. With over 100 years of banking experience under their belts, they've learned a few things about banking the right way. If you'd like to find out more about Texana Bank, look them up online at texanabank.com.
So as we get ready to resume play with 1:07 left in the first half, I want to remind everybody that halftime, the band and drill team will be performing. And so you don't want to miss that tonight. They will be doing their halftime show. And
I'll tell you what, if they come out as fired up and putting on a show as what the football team has done, it's going to be something you don't want to miss.
Flitty back to pass. He is hit immediately. And Jalen Green is going to pick up the ball, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Conflitti absolutely got rocked on that one.
You know, and you call it one time a game. One time a game, you say, okay, I'm going to bring my cornerback on a blitz. You don't see that very often. And LaJonte Reitner came flying in from the cornerback position and laid a lick right into the back of the Whitehouse quarterback. He fumbled the ball and it's picked up, and we may have a different score come halftime. We thought we were going to run the clock, or they were going to run the clock out here and get us to halftime as all the halftime festivities are getting ready to start in the back of the end zone already, and Braxton McHenry may have different plans.
You know, it's if they score here, you're saying, well, they're running it up. Ball intended for Rogers. Touchdown, Blake Rogers. His second touchdown of the night. Ball was thrown perfect.
Brayson McHenry for Heisman.
I'm with you. I'm with you. So we got the celebration, Shelley with the celebration. So McHenry jogs it off and absolutely lays a rope. You know, he talked about in an interview last night, just said, hey, we just didn't mentally come out ready to play. Tonight is a different story. So high snap. So Zane Dotson's just going to take it and roll out, but he's going to be brought down. A flag's going to be on the play, and it is going to, we're going to have another attempt because he's going to be a late hit out of bounds.
Yeah, and he pulled his helmet off, so I don't know if it's going to be a personal foul, face mask, or exactly what it's going to be. And the coach is on the field calling his team off, and Coach Stanford's not liking that. And so Coach Stanford's letting him know a little bit. So everybody here's fired up.
Yeah, and I mean, even the kicker's getting into it.
Yeah.
One of their guys is smarting off to our kicker, and I'm like, it's 48-0.
Well, and you know, Dave Campbell's has talked about the Texas High defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? They may be talking about the Texas High offense after this week.
It's pretty special on both sides of the field. So we're going to get the call from the referee here. So it looks like it's going to be a personal foul, I think, and then it'll be on the kickoff. So, you know, I talked to Coach at the first half. That is their second unsportsmanlike penalty on the year. And number 14's kind of had that little chip on his shoulder coming out tonight. And so.
Well, and it doesn't help when you're getting beat 48-0.
Yeah.
That's not even halftime yet.
Yeah.
That'll put a chip on anybody's shoulder.
Yeah. So, but, you know, I got to give kudos to the Whitehouse team. They're just getting beat tonight. Texas High is that good. But Whitehouse they're young. They got guys that are going to be back next year. They have nothing to hang their head on, you know, as far as to hang their head on this season. I mean, they'll be just fine. They'll come back and bounce back, and they may go 2 or 3 rounds in the playoffs, and who knows.
And the first question that I got when we did the radio show pregame tonight was, you know, you've been following Texas High all season. Are they really that good? And I told them exactly what we're seeing tonight. When they play at their best, they're the best team in their classification in the state of Texas.
So Hernandez is going to be spotted 15 yards, and so he's going to put that one out of the end zone.
Yeah, they kicked it over there, almost hit Billy Lavender, I think, down there with the blow up. Or actually, excuse me, Billy, I'm sorry, that's Tony Langford.
And Langford never even knew it. He's still on his phone.
Yeah, he's tweeting.
No, he's on Facebook arguing with somebody probably about why he is still the third best roofer in town instead of the first best.
Oh, come on now.
No, he does a great job. Appreciate Tony for what he does for our community as well. So there's some things he's doing right now that nobody knows about. It's pretty awesome. So 52 seconds left in the first half. Gooden's going to get the carry. Excuse me, that is not Gooden. They've changed run. Yes, it is. Gooden on the carry. And he's going to get up shaking his head, got drove into the ground.
Yeah, number 1, Jalen Green caught him from behind and drug him down, but not after a pretty good little run there of about 6 yards. Bring up second and 4 for Whitehouse.
So great to see after that hit, Conflitti back in at quarterback. Gooden's going to take it once again up the middle, but he's going to be met immediately by Derek Brown there. Derek picked him up a little bit, gave him a ride.
Yeah, Derek Brown's probably not one of them down there that you want to talk to after he slings you around. Derek kind of held his hands up, and the guy wasn't happy with getting slung around like that, but when you're that big and strong, you can't help but just toss people around.
Well, it's called physical football.
And that's the end of the
So that is going to bring us to the end of the first half with the Texas High Tigers leading 48-0. When we return, we will have our high steppers as well as our Texas High band. We will be back after these messages.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
We are back here at Tiger Stadium, and as the band and the High Steppers get set to perform, I want to go down to the sidelines with Emma for a sideline report.
We are live from Grimm Stadium with the score of Texas Tigers 48 and Whitehouse 0. We're having, as you can see, a great crowd behind us. We're very excited, and we can't wait to see what the next half comes, because this is halftime, so let's see what's coming. Thank y'all. Back to y'all.
Well, we appreciate that report, Emma. And, man, it's great to see students active on the sidelines. Thank you, Billy Lavender, for arranging that, doing a great job down there. And so we're going to take a break, Brian. How about that?
Fantastic.
We're going to take a break. We're going to kick it to the field as the Texas High Band enters the stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Texarkana Independent School District is proud to present to the field the 2020-2021 Texas High Steppers. Under the direction of Amber Reynolds and Hannah Williams, the High Steppers have graced the field for 42 years. Over the past 4 decades, your Texas High Steppers have traveled as far as New York City and received numerous awards and recognitions in both state and national competition. Your high stepper officers are Junior Lieutenant Olivia George, Junior Lieutenant Helen Clark Hayes, Senior Lieutenant Ensley Norman, Senior Lieutenant Evelyn Patterson, and Senior Captain Mary Claire Wright. The high steppers of the week are sophomore Lydia Horton and the senior president Mally Wallace. Our teachers of the week are Katie Williams and Michael Foss. Thank you for all you do for Texas High School. Our performance tonight is dedicated to you. Mrs. Reynolds would like to give a very special good luck to the 9 high stepper seniors this evening. Lily, Brianna, Mallory, Tatum, Morgan, Mally, Ensley, Evelyn, and Mary Claire. Thank you for always making sure every day is a good day. We love each and every one of you and appreciate your dedication to the High Steppers Sisterhood. Tonight, the High Steppers will entertain you with their final kick routine at Tiger Stadium to Happy Together. Ladies and gentlemen, your Texas High Steppers. Texas High Steppers. And now the Texarkana Independent School District proudly presents for your halftime entertainment the award-winning Texas High School Marching Tiger Band. The Tiger Band is under the direction of Arnie Lawson, Steve Bennett, Dylan Davis, Paul Sibbets, Dominic Phillips, Kevin Sutton, and Kayla Ogden. The Tiger Band led on the field tonight by drum majors senior Gabby Reed and junior Julia Ryden. Tonight, we present our award-winning 2020 UIL competition production entitled The Pursuit of Happiness. Football fans, please welcome the Tiger Marching Band. the Texas High School Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the Tiger Band exits the field to the sounds of the Eyes of Texas. Tiger fans, feel free to sing along.
We are back here with about 4 minutes left in halftime. Man, great performance by the drill team as well as the band, and we're joined in the booth and none other than Morgan Smith. Appreciate you coming up, man.
Yeah, man. It's a little cold down there on the field. You know I love being down there. Yeah. But I hadn't been up here this season. I wanted to come see what Tiger Vision's got going on up here. We've really been really happy and proud of that partnership with Tiger Vision. They're doing great work. All-student ran Charles Aldridge and his crew is the ones bringing you these games. And, I mean, just absolute great job. And what a great year to be able to live stream football games like this Texas High football team's playing right now.
You know, and I was talking to somebody earlier just about how you were kind of thrown into the fire this summer because we weren't really planning on it because UIL was not allowing that. And then all of a sudden in August says, hey, y'all can stream games, and so you've got to scramble. And so we really appreciate you doing that for the Texarkana community.
Sometimes you have to always be ready to pivot. We definitely weren't ready to pivot, but luckily in this particular community you have an organization like a Tiger Vision, somebody like Charles Aldridge to help us. We definitely weren't experts when we started last year, still not, but they're doing a great job making everything look good. And man, how about this first half we just watched?
I'm texting with a guy out of Jacksonville, and he's like, man, what's the deal with the score? I said, I've never seen Texas High play this well. My text was grown men. I mean, that's what they're playing like.
After last week, it put a little doubt in my mind, like, all right, how are they going to come out and start this game? Brace McHenry's thrown for, 5 touchdowns, ran for another. He's accounted for 6, 48-0 at halftime. Blake Rogers, I gave him an MVP sticker walking into the locker room. He's playing lights out tonight. You cannot find anything bad about their game right now. I was expecting a big win. I was not expecting this.
And coming out in the second half, I look for Texas High to play their starters in the third quarter, and then the fourth quarter he's going to get a lot of kids to rotate in to get ready for the playoffs.
I think they may come out and play the first possession of the third quarter, just so the fans give them a standing ovation, and then I think they're getting ready for week 1 of playoffs, which will be held right here at Grimm Stadium.
So for you and I, it being cold outside and ready to get back home, a little bit, I just kind of hope there's a running clock in the second half.
Well, I'm here for the highlights.
Yes, right.
So I'm not a big fan of the running clock. I say let them play, but it is fun watching this first-team offense. The first-team defense is just playing amazing right now.
Yeah.
From up here up high, what are you seeing with the passing lanes?
Well, here's what's amazing about it is his receivers are actually covered. They've got a half a step ahead. But the way McHenry is stepping up in the pocket is what's amazing. His footwork is, on that play that we were talking about to Trey Roberts, is he stepped up in the pocket and made the throw. And he's the difference maker.
Yeah.
His receivers are running great routes, but we keep talking about his football IQ is just amazing. He broke 2,000 yards of passing tonight. So,
did he?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, broke 2,000.
Do you have any idea how many touchdown passes he has on the year right now?
Including tonight, he's got 29.
Wow. And coming into this season, not even the starting quarterback.
No, and could you imagine what he would have if he was the starting quarterback all year long? He would have 3,000 yards easily. So
let's take it down to the field here real quick.
Coach Sanford, we've had a first great half. It's gone a blowout completely. What'd you tell the boys to get them pumped up for the next half?
Let's just finish this thing up the right way. We're looking forward to a first-round playoff game at home last week. Let's be safe, play smart, and, let's enjoy it. Let's soak it all in for 24 minutes right here, these seniors. If we can just continue what we're doing, it'll be the 5th team in history of Texas High to be an undefeated regular season, and so we want to finish it the right way.
Oh, well, that sounds great. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
5th team in history? Undefeated team in history.
The last one was 4 years ago, and so for Stanford, we've talked about it a few times on the air, but just all of the fire that he's been through, not from the community, but just at 2 player deaths and a coach death over the last 4 years, gone through things that most people don't go through in a career, did it in 4 years here. But then, man, he can't deserve a better season than this.
Oh, yeah.
And the seniors have just done a great job.
For people sitting at home, if you don't really know who Coach Stanford is, you never ran into him, you don't come to games, great leader of young men, does a great job, not only as a athletic director and head football coach, but you and I see things that are not required from him for his job duties, and go unnoticed. And I think he wants it that way. But trust me when I tell you, they have the right person in the head coaching position here in Texas.
Well, and giving kids a second chance. The kids that most people would just say, you're just trouble. But him saying, hey, give me a chance with them. And they're actually difference makers in the game tonight. So it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Tigers have come back on the field and getting ready for the second half tonight, waiting on Whitehouse to come out. And honestly, if I'm Whitehouse, I'm not sure I want to come out.
I didn't know they still had any smoke left in them down there.
That's right. That's pretty good.
Well, y'all can't see. The camera's not on them. But they're out here. I guess they have a fire extinguisher blowing a bunch of smoke.
Yeah. So that's about the only smoke that they've had tonight. I can promise you that.
I just, we know how good Texas High is, but I was expecting Whitehouse to be there.
Yeah, I did too.
And they may just be having an off night. Texas High had an off week last week. It happens. But I was expecting a little more than what we've seen so far. But so we have an idea who the first round playoff game may be against.
Not sure yet. Looks like it's going to be Lake Creek out of Houston area. It's either going to be them or A&M Consolidated.
That's a long drive for them to get beat.
Yes, and it will be here next week. And so tell us a little bit about that as we begin the third quarter here.
Well, I talk too much trash. I don't know if you need me to do that. But, so Texarkana Game Day is one of the few companies in the state, very few, you can count them on one hand, that do have an agreement with the UIL and Fox Sports to bring you playoff games. So you'll be able to catch next week's game right here, not on our Facebook or YouTube, but on our website at txkgameday.com.
So Hernandez on the kick, going to be fair caught at the 20-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Whitehouse at the 25-yard line. We want to thank Morgan Smith for joining us in the booth. Looks like he's going to hang out with us for the second half, and so it's going to be a lot of fun in the second half as the starting defense comes back on the field for Texas High as we expected in this third quarter. As a coach, you want to rest your guys, but you need to play them as well. And we talked about that last week, the first game all year that they've gotten 4 quarters in a football. Conflitti back to pass. He's got a man deep. Thering is catch it, and he's going to be at the 5, touchdown Wildcats, and if you're the Wildcats, you're going to come back out. They're in there looking back, talking a little bit of trash, and so the Wildcats coming out to trying to make a game of it.
Yeah, and if you're Whitehouse, you've got to come out in the second half and go for big plays like that. You have to come out and strike early like they did, and so we'll see if they can continue that. Caught the Tigers sleeping there a little bit on the first play of the second half. Get on the board with 6 points.
So Harris in for the point after. Bad snap, but Cook makes recovery there on the holes. So with 11:47 left in the third quarter, Texas High 48, Whitehouse 7.
Yeah, and this third quarter is going to start with one of our sponsors, Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital. When minutes count, you can trust Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital to deliver emergency care you deserve, 24 hours a day, 365 a year.
It's the only place I take my family. Dr. Young and his staff do a great job.
Yep. If you'd like to find out more information about Texarkana Emergency Center, you can look them up online at texarkanaemergencycenter.com.
So Harris tees the ball up.
Well, they have to onside kick here, wouldn't you think?
They're going to do that or kick it short and try to get it in.
I don't think Texas High is prepared for onside if they do. If they're trying to win, they need to onside kick.
So onside kick by the Wildcats, going to be recovered by the Tigers. Caden Miller on the recovery, going to bring up 1st and 10 at the Tiger 49-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like there is a flag dropped on the play. I figure it's going to be an offsides on the kicking team, trying to get down there past that 10-yard mark to try and get the ball, and somebody starts a little early.
Eric, do you have any idea what the most touchdown passes in a game is for Texas High?
I'm going to tell you, McHenry's probably earlier in the year, he pushed that. He had 6. I think it's going to be up around 6 to 8. And he could have had 7 in that game. We had literally dropped on the tee.
Had 5
wide
touchdown
open
passes in the first half.
So talked to his dad after a game, and he works very hard in the backyard, working all year long. So hands the ball off to Johnson. Johnson's going to have a gain of 1 yard, going to bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Tigers.
Yeah, and Johnson's going to be brought down by number 14, Jack Clark, one of the senior linebackers in that 4-2-5 defense. We've been calling his name quite a bit tonight.
Yep. So he's had several tackles, as well as he's got one unsportsmanlike conduct on it. So
he's fired up.
So one more, and so you know the rule. The second one, it's an ejection. And so I'm sure he's going to have to keep his head on his shoulders for the rest of the night. McHenry back to pass. Got a man open over the middle, Miller, and Miller's going to have the catch, and he's going to be brought down at the 15-yard line. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Yeah, and he's brought down by number 19, Zachary Norvell. What an impressive throw right there. He was given a little sidestep in the pocket and just threw that ball off balance. A little bit underthrown, but still a strike over the middle between the safeties.
I have a feeling this spring Texas High is going to get a bunch of Power 5 coaches in here.
You got to, and his dad is about 6'4", and so that's telling you he's going to grow just a little bit. And it's going to be Guy Johnson on the carry once again. Going to have a gain of 4. Going to bring up 2nd down and 6 on it.
Yeah, and brought down again by number 14, Jack Clark.
Clark stepping up in that hole, but it's not until you're at the 2nd level of the defense. And so if you do that all night long, it could be a long night, as it has been for the Wildcats. So 10 minutes left in the third quarter. Miller goes in motion. Henry hands it off once again to Johnson. Johnson's going to bring it up the right side, and he's going to be brought down at the 10-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd down for the Tigers.
Yeah, number 19, Zachary Norvell. The free safety comes in. They ran a little buck sweep there to the right. A nice looking play, but it never developed. The safety comes in to make the stop after a short game.
That's what the run game does, is it forces that safety to come up, and then you throw over the top. And that's kind of what they've done all night long. So 3rd down and 5 for the Tigers. Henry's going to be back to pass. He's looking for Zane Dodson, and ball's going to be a little bit thrown inside, and so Zane just couldn't quite haul it in. So we're going to send in the field goal unit. Hernandez comes in the game with, I think, a long of 37 yards.
Yeah, not bad coverage by number 6, the cornerback, Sam Cook. He did a good job driving downfield there and breaking that ball up so that the Tigers didn't walk into the end zone once again.
Hernandez on the kick. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And so with 9:15 left in the 3rd quarter, Texas High 51, Whitehouse 7. You're watching Tiger football right here on Texarkana Game Day.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium here at Grimm Park, where your score is 51-7. Tigers with a commanding lead, looking to finish this game off, and will be the outright district champs. And so we want to just begin to look ahead. Next week it begins the playoffs, round 1 for the Tigers, and we're looking at either Lake Creek or A&M Consolidated coming to Tiger Stadium next week, and we hope to find out by the end of the game. If not, be watching Texarkana Game Day for the game day and time. It could be Thursday or Friday or even Saturday, but most of the time those first round games are Thursdays as well. But I would imagine a Friday night because of the drive for the visiting team. Ball's going to be caught at the 17-yard line, going to be brought out to the 27-yard line, and so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and once again, number 3, Caden Miller, coming in with another big tackle on the kickoff team. He may have made every tackle tonight once they've kicked off, which hadn't been but, what, twice?
Yeah. So hands the ball off to a new back that's in the game for the Wildcats, Ivan Washington, a senior. So trying to get those seniors in tonight as well as for the Wildcats. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 12, loss on the play.
Yeah, number 1, Jalen Green, the defensive tackle, 6'2", 235 senior, comes in and makes another good play.
So 2nd down and 12 for the Wildcats. Ball is on their own 25-yard line. Conflitti hands the ball off once again. Going to have a short gain of 2 yards. Going to bring up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, number 4, Jalen Jones, the free safety, coming in on that tackle as well as number 21, Jackson Halter.
So Washington checks out of the game. Gooden, the starting running back, checks back in. And so with Alexander and Thering at receiver, Thering had the long touchdown reception a while ago, earlier in the quarter. So 7:40 and counting left in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 10.
Number 15, Marcel Beavers, checked in at cornerback position.
So Conflitti wanted Thering again on the same play, but great coverage by the Tigers there.
Yeah, number 38, Lathan Ragland in coverage there, going to bring up 4th down.
So the Wildcats send the punting unit in once again. Caleb Arnold back deep for the Tigers. He's had one return tonight, and he stumbled on that return, or he had a lot of green grass in front of him. Caught the ball on the run. But look for him to just kind of let this one go unless it's just right at him. Fake it, and it's going to be caught and he is going to be hit by Alex Hines, and he's going to be short of the first down, and so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Ball spotted at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, and Derek Brown looking up at the press box, he wasn't even close to the tackle, but number 32, Michael Thomas, was. Him and number 33, Alex Hines, laid a nice lick on that fake there, and I do want to give a correction on that 3rd down play. That was number 32, Michael Thomas, the junior cornerback that has come in the game and was in coverage for that incomplete pass.
So new running back for the Tigers, number 25, Joe Miller, who is a freshman, 6-foot freshman running back. So getting a little bit of taste of what Friday night looks like. He gets the handoff and heads up the middle, going to have a gain of 1 yard. So he can always tell his kids and grandkids that his first carry was for 1 yard on a Friday night.
That's right. Number 45, Chris Roberts, the senior defensive end, makes a big stop right there. Going to bring up 2nd down and 9.
That's more than Langford ever had on his first carry. What do you think, Morgan?
I don't know if Langford ever played football. If he did, I doubt he got that yard.
That's right. So McHenry back to pass. He's going to hit Blake Rogers on the slant.
Blake Rogers has a new helmet sticker on his Tiger helmet. He got an MVP sticker walking in the locker room.
Well-deserved, 2 touchdowns, his first multi-touchdown game of the season and of his varsity career. So I'm sure that sticker is already on his helmet.
Yeah, what about all of these receivers tonight? What a showing tonight.
And the interesting part is Sellers hasn't been thrown to but once tonight, but everybody else has played. And so if you cover one, you better cover all of them. McHenry back to pass, pumps it. Going to have a holding call. And Day-Day is still laying on somebody down there. So 54 is not excited about what was happening with DeMarcus Day. Coaching staff comes out from Whitehouse and is upset that they did not call something on that. So
it's easy to get upset when you're getting beat 51-7. There's still 6 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. So
DeMarcus is going to come off, but he's going to be replaced by number 64, Damon Tyler Moore, 6'2", 345 senior.
I think they're going to bring the field goal unit on.
Are they really?
So this would be a career long. Ball is going to be, coach is going to decline the penalty. So it is going to be a,
but from what all we've seen tonight, would that surprise you if he drains it right down the middle?
45-yard attempt for Oscar Hernandez, and this could be huge. Lavender on the snap. Kick is up, and the kick is wide right, but it had plenty of leg. And so what a great effort by Hernandez. And when you're leading like this is the kind of stuff you try just to get ready for that next level. So it's 6:05 in the 3rd quarter. Texas High still leads 51-7.
Yeah, and this timeout's going to be brought to us by State Bank with 6 locations in Northeast Texas. You're never far from a friendly staff and convenient services of State Bank. They have been a proud sponsor of Texarkana Game Day for the last 2 years. Our own Jay Davis is a mortgage loan expert there. If you'd like more info about State Bank, you can visit them online at statebankofdecab.com.
They've one of our second sponsor ever with Texarkana Emergency Center. We really appreciate those guys and their CEO, Joe Nichols.
Yep. Joe Nichols, Cody Deal, those guys over there, they do a great job. So they actually handle our FCA account, so we really appreciate them. So Gooden on the carry for the Wildcats. Going to have a gain of 7 yards. Going to bring up 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, and the score may be out of hand right now, but the Texas High defense still playing full speed. Brought down by number 33, Alex Hines, with a good little hit there. He did pick up about 6 yards, but still gave a good hit after that play.
A couple of scoring updates. Nacogdoches is leading Marshall in the 3rd quarter, 14-10. That's for the the last playoff spot in this district. Conflitti breaks free, has green grass in front of him, and literally just slid.
He's been watching too much NFL football.
Well, number 11,
evidently he hadn't looked at the scoreboard.
Yeah, number 11, Derek Finley, was closing in on him quick. And Eric, I don't know if I was running down there if I wouldn't slide too when I seen 6'2", 215 running about a 4.5 40 coming at me.
And then one more score here. Gilmer 38, Caddo Mills 14. So the number 3, number 17 play in there. So Conflitti under pressure, going to be hurried by Clayton Smith, and he's going to get the ball out of bounds. It's going to be incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. Ball is at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, and speaking of Clayton Smith, have we seen him on offense tonight? If we have, I don't remember, but they've put up 51 points to multiple receivers and no passes to Clayton Smith tonight. Just an outstanding job by the offense.
Yeah, I think a lot of schools are having a lot of trouble getting film right now, so these two schools have somebody here tonight, and they're not going to see Clayton on offense.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Lake Creek was at our Jacksonville game, and I saw the same coach here tonight. So Gooden with a hard run. He hits Caleb Arnold and fights ahead for yardage. And,
in all fairness, Runner did have another defender on his back.
Yes.
So don't act like Caleb just got trucked.
Oh, he didn't.
Yeah. But, I like Caleb Arnold a lot. I give him a hard time. That's one of my favorite players in the city.
So Gooden with a hard run brings up 3rd down and 1. Third down and 1, ball at the 44-yard line of Texas High. Handed off to Gooden once again. Going to be bottled up immediately at the line of scrimmage. Going to be 4th down and 1, and I look for the Wildcats to go for it here.
Yeah, number 11, Darren Finley, and number 90, Christian Surratt, made a good play there to stop him before he could get to the first down marker, and going to be 4th down and about 1 yard.
So fake punt on the last drive, and then a 4th and 1 attempt here on this drive with 3.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Wildcats just trying to put some points on the board just to make it respectable. Thering with the reception in the backfield. He's going to have enough for the first down. Going to have a gain of 4 yards, brings up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. What I was thinking.
I think you were having to count those tick marks out there to get to 41. But number 22, LaJonte Reitner, makes a nice little hit there and tackle, but not after they get a couple yards for the first down.
Flitty fakes the handoff, back to pass. It's going to be flushed out of the pocket. He's going to go out of bounds, and the fans are going to want a flag, but he was going down, and the same thing for the defender. Great call there by the officials. And the 33 gets up limping.
Yeah, and it looked like Alex Hines and the ball runner there just kind of tangled their legs up. And they both went down on the sideline, and the officials were right on top of it. It was a good job by not throwing the flag. No one hit anybody late. They just kind of got their legs tangled up and both went to the ground.
So there's leadership right there. Beaver checks in for him, who's normally a defensive back. And Jackson Halter telling him this is what you got to do. So they Gooden on the carry, but there's going to be a holding call that was very blatant outside, and looks like Reitner might be down on the play.
Yeah, I think he got stepped on there at the end of the play. I think his foot is hurting him a little bit, and coach says get up, get over on the sideline. Let's get this clock back running again.
So defense got 2 guys that are out. 44, Tyreek Robinson's going to check in for the Tigers. And so it's going to be holding on the play going to back the Wildcats up to the 45-yard line. Going to bring up second down and 14.
You know, we were talking about not seeing Clayton Smith on offense, and it may be because, you know, they don't want him to get film or anything like that. But when you can put 51 points up and you don't have to use him.
That's right. Yeah, and the risk of injury and just so many aspects to that. I mean, that's pretty special.
When you can let him just play defense and you can score 51 points.
And the ball game's not over yet. So Gooden on the carry, going to be brought down in the backfield for a loss of 1. Going to bring up third down and 15.
What a nice play by the defensive tackle, number 90, Christian Surratt right there. Man, what a inside presence he's brought for this defense this year. I mean, just a solid guy there, shedding the block and making another big tackle.
So we've got a lot of setup. Going to send an offensive lineman out to the right, going to throw it. And it looks like they had something. Every play that they've tried to run like this, it's either been a penalty or a timeout. So I think Texas High called a timeout. They're going to say Whitehouse called the timeout. So we've got a timeout on the field with 1:37 left in the third quarter. Texas High 51, Whitehouse 7.
Yeah, and this timeout here in the third quarter is going to be brought to you by Conterra Networks. Conterra is committed to delivering today's fastest and most efficient fiber technology to businesses across the nation. Their services include internet, ethernet, private custom networks, dark fiber, and voice. If you'd like to find out more about Conterra Networks and what all they offer, you can find out more at Conterra.com. We appreciate them for being a sponsor of Texarkana Game Day.
And with this timeout on the field, I want to say that we've got a visitor in the box tonight, Bo McCaslin from DeQueen, Arkansas.
Actually used to coach against each other.
Yeah, and he is here with Charles Aldridge. This just tells you how good Tiger Vision does it. He's here shadowing him, seeing him how they do things with their students, and because they're trying to replicate that in DeQueen. And so,
well, and what a good program to come and look and try to replicate, because Mr. Aldridge and all of Tiger Vision does such a great job for us each and every Friday night, and it makes what we do so easy, and such a great sponsorship or partnership between Tiger Vision and Texarkana Game Day.
So Texas High gave that look once again, that 3-4 defense there, backing Smith off of the line and giving a little bit more coverage there.
Yeah, and when there's 3 down linemen and they backed up and showed the coverage that they did, that busted the screen play right from the get-go. That's definitely not what you want to see when you're trying to set up a screen, but that's exactly what the defensive coaches were thinking. It's 4th down and long. You know, that's a good opportunity to set up a screen play there.
Punt is bobble. Smith runs into him, and they are going to throw the flag. And it's going to be roughing the kicker, I would imagine. And so a little pushing and shoving. Some of them trying to act all innocent, but they were still pushing and shoving. And from the looks of things a while ago, I saw Colin Shelley kind of put his helmet up. I think several of them are going to check in on offense, but it may be an automatic first down. So it's going to be a first down for the Wildcats. Defense is going to come back on the field with 1:21 left in the third quarter. So Texas High is going to, once again, the defense is going to have to go to work. So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the 31-yard line. Officials trying to get his flag, get back in place, trying to get it tucked back in. And we are back underway here in the third quarter. Flitty flushed out of the pocket. He's going to throw it away.
Second down, 10.
He has not had a lot of time to pass tonight.
And number 41, Derek Brown, was closing in quick on him and made number 4, Conflitti, throw the ball a little quicker than what he wanted to, and the the coaches were arguing over there wanting a flag for a late hit, but it was definitely not a late hit. It was a good, clean play there, and move on to 2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. Liddy hands the ball off to Gooden. Gooden's going to go up the middle. It'll be brought down at the 31-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd down with a minute left in the 3rd quarter. Once again, your scores you can see on the screen, 51-7. Tigers with a commanding lead. With the win tonight, they are the outright district champions. And as Coach Stanford reminded us, the 5th time in school history of an undefeated season in Texas High history. Flitty back to pass and is hit. He is hit as he releases the ball, and the ball is almost intercepted.
And once again, number 41, Derek Brown, getting in the backfield and put a nice hit on the quarterback there. He was a little slow to get up, but he is up and trying to get his shoulder pads fixed so that they can go for it here on 4th down.
Jalen Jones had the ball in his hands, but just couldn't bring it down. So 4th down and 8.
I wasn't going to call his name.
Pass to Thering. Thering is there, and he is in for his 2nd touchdown of the night. Great catch. Touchdown, Whitehouse. And so with 24 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, Whitehouse scores again, narrows the margin. Texas High 51, Whitehouse 13. And I know it's a lot different differential, but did you see the Alabama State Championship game this week? I don't know if you saw that, but it was pretty entertaining.
Was it?
Well, you had.
Someone's got a lot of time on their hand if they're watching Alabama.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole game. They showed the last 2 minutes. The team is kneeling on it. So they go.
I actually did see it.
So they go to punt, and they're down by 11. So they punt it, and when they punted, they blocked the punt, ran it in, got the 2 points. So that's 8. So they're down by less than that. They're down by whatever. They're down by 9.
It's a great story.
No.
Yeah, the story's going somewhere quick.
No, it is. It is. So then they get the onside kick with 18 seconds left, and they get 2 pass interference, move it down 30 yards, and he kicks a game-winning field goal.
I actually, now that you,
all that
I did
for that
actually
story.
see
Hold on. We can't hear it, but I did the laughter button. Hey guys, I'm going to get back down into the field. Before I do, I want to give a big thanks to everybody at Tiger Vision. I've done a great job this season. Brian Bolt, my man Eric Aiken. I know y'all put a lot of time in preparing for this. I want to congratulate you guys on a great season. I hear nothing but how good a job you guys do, and really, really appreciate it. And Frank, great job this season as well. And special shout out to Charles Aldridge. I'm like a NASCAR driver right now, but just a lot of people. Thanks. Been a great football season. Looking forward to next week covering on the playoffs. You can catch it at txkgameday.com. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, appreciate it, Morgan.
Check.
Morgan's going to go down to the sidelines and get some more highlight footage. And as the appearance of, looks like the first team is done. Ben DePriest in at receiver. Trey Lavender in as well. And it's Zane Dotson's going to check in at quarterback. He's going to pull the ball. He's going to take off up the right side, and he's going to have a gain of 9 yards or 8 yards. Going to bring up 2nd down and 2. Clock continues to run, and Coach Stanford will let it run out. And that will be the end of the 3rd quarter. Texas High.
Us to the end of the 3rd quarter with our
Texas High 51, Whitehouse 14. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back after these messages.
right now at all Greg Orr Auto Collection locations in Texarkana. Shop from your phone, online, or in person, and make no payments up to 120 days with record low interest rates, drastic price reductions, and huge incentives on our vast and pristine selection. Plus, for sales or service, we will even pick up and deliver your vehicle to you. For all the money-saving details, please visit GregOrAuto.com. That's GregOrAuto.com.
And so we are back here with the fourth quarter here at Tiger Stadium. And so asking everybody that's out there to pray for me as I'm getting heckled in the press box because I apparently don't know how to tell stories.
Hey, have you watched that New Mexico State final game? Who watches Alabama high school football? I mean, come on, man.
So Minnie's slow to get up on the play. Guy Johnson on the carry. Going to have 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Tigers. So we've got as I stated, Nate Minnie on the. He's going to get up and have a little bit of help, but walk off under mainly his own power, just maybe a little tweak there. So
it looks like somebody may have fell on him there at the end of the play there, and
he's walking it off pretty quick.
The big fella looks like he'll be just fine.
Yeah. So entire new offensive line. So. Step for, looks like we've got Braden Tucker that's checked in, as well as Richard Jackson. We're going to try to get as many names as we can. Damon Tyler Moore is in at center. Dodson looks like he handed off to Guy Johnson, but he's going to keep it around the end. Tell you what, he is not scared to keep it and run it. So it's going to bring up 2nd down after a gain of 7 yards. Going to be 2nd down and 3.
And he was brought down by number 57, Isaiah Stevenson.
So continuing with that offensive line, number 76 to Marcus Brown, sophomore. 6'2", 295, so just be ready next year, Texas High Tiger fans. They're going to reload at that offensive line, as well as number 72, John Jack, a sophomore, 6'3", 265 as well.
Yeah, and don't forget, number 12's coming back next year too.
It's going to be a fun few years for Texas High football. So as COVID lifts, you're going to want to get your season tickets next year. So I'll be in text. Minnie had a little ankle sprain, so should be back. Should be okay. Dotson in at quarterback. Going to fake the handoff, back to pass. He's going to hit 45, Jaden Kelly on the reception. Going to bring up 3rd down.
And that was a pretty good play by number 45, Chris Roberts, who came in and made the tackle to stop him from getting to the 1st down marker.
Correction, going to be 4th down and 2, so they're going to send on the punting unit. So Sellers going to come back into punt. So with all these changes, you got to make sure that you got enough on for your offense. Only play clock's counting down 10 seconds, 5 seconds. Sellers trying to get him set. High snap. He's going to get the kick off and going to kick it out of bounds. Going to be out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Looks like they're going to back it up a little bit further. So the official had to put on an act there apparently. So 41-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats with 8:56 left in the fourth quarter.
Whitehouse takes over, 1st and 10 at their own 41.
So once again, looking into next week, Texas High will be here at home for their round 1 of the playoffs. So while all other divisions are in the semifinals next week, 5 and 6A will begin the playoff march to the state championship in January next week.
Yeah, Texas High had to take a timeout there. They only had 10 players on the field. When you're trying to get your subs in and get guys in, every now and then somebody doesn't hear which team is going out, and so looks like Nate Minnie's jogging down the sideline now.
So a couple of scoring updates. Marshall 13, Nacogdoches 21 early in the third quarter. Hallsville down to Pine Tree in the third quarter, 63-21. And Mount Pleasant is beating the Jacksonville Indians 41-6 as they begin the fourth quarter there. And in that other game, which is in that Pleasant Grove district, Gilmer is beating Caddo Mills 38-14. So as we resume play here, Conflitti gets the ball out to Alexander. Alexander's going to be brought down immediately after the catch.
Yeah, and he's brought down by number 44, Tyreek Robinson, and number 99, Tyrese Mixon.
So it could bring up 2nd down and 8. Tigers have checked in. Pretty much the entire defense is new. So bringing in their second team, giving those guys some playing time on a Friday night so they're not so shocked under the lights. This is great for a team to be able to get a quarter of action in like this.
And number 24, Braxton White, the junior defensive end, coming up with a tackle, but not after dragging some Tiger defenders all the way to the first down marker, and going to be 1st down and 10.
So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Conflitti back to pass, and he tried to go over the middle. Ball was intended for Alexander, but it was well overthrown.
2nd down.
Bring up 2nd down and 10. You know, coming into the game, we talked about offense. You know, as far as for the Wildcats, just no mistakes. And we talk about it every week. It starts up front. And Texas High so far has won that battle up front every week.
Yeah, and it's hard for an offense not to make mistakes when a defense is just playing the way that Texas High is. You know, it's just extremely hard because they are flying to the ball, making tackles, getting in the backfield, disrupting the passes. You know, so it's hard to keep from turning the ball over and having to punt it away after just 3 downs when you have a defense like Texas High's coming at you every play. Last play, number 44, Tyreek Robinson, coming in with another big hit. It's a couple tackles he's got already so far.
Alexander on the reception. Conflitti back to pass, and he's going to be sacked by number 35, Deshaun White.
Yeah, and he came flying in there off the edge. On 1st down, coach dialed up the blitz, and he came flying in from his linebacker position there and made a good play on the quarterback.
You know, and that there being a second team guy, that means he's been listening in practice. You know, because sometimes your second team guy go, I'm probably not going to get to play behind this great defensive line, but been listening in practice. You've learned, you've trained yourself. Texas High stretches that play out, but new running back for the Wildcats, Hall, and Hall's going to have a nice gain, and he's going to be run out of bounds.
number 32, Michael Thomas, in on the tackle.
So 5:45 and counting left in the ball game. Wildcats at the Tigers' 30-yard line, 3rd down and 2. Flitty still in at quarterback. He hands it off once again to Hall. Mikovic Hall. Hall's going to have enough for Wildcat first down, so it's going to be 1st and 10 inside the 30-yard line for the Wildcats.
And number 88, Jaquez Clark, in on that tackle.
Wildcats just trying to get something in. Clock still runs. Inside of 5 minutes. Flitty fakes the handoff, gets the ball out to number 8, Wilson, and Wilson's going to take it in for a Wildcat touchdown. Just a simple tunnel screen on that play.
Yeah, and almost a good defensive play there by Texas High to get in the backfield and disrupt the pass, but Flitty did a good job there staying on that one receiver and delivering a good ball to him. Ends up turning into a touchdown for him.
So with 4:40 left in the ball game, Whitehouse 21, Texas High 51.
And during this timeout, we want to give a shout out to one more of our sponsors, Texar Federal Credit Union. Texar, it's where your friends are. Texar is a community first credit union which has served members in and around the Texarkana area since 1951. Having 3 offices and employing almost 100 people, today Texar serves citizens of Cass, Bowie, Little River, Miller, Red River, and Lamar counties. Go online and give them a shout. Try to find out some more information about banking with Texar Federal Credit Union at gotexar.com.
In a game that's just gone final, Mount Vernon beats Malakoff by 3. Art Briles has got Mount Vernon playing well, and so 37-34. So Mount Vernon has punched their ticket to the state semifinals. So you can expect, as they've lined up, Ben Harris for the Wildcats is going to onside kick it here. Hans team is in. It's great to see Minnie back in. They're going to kick it deep. And so going to be fielded by Zane Dotson. He's going to down the ball, so he downed it inside the 25, so it will move to the 25-yard line for the, they're going to put it there. My bad, he did fair catch. So my mistake on that. So Fair caught the ball, it moves to the 25, but since he downed it, it's going to be at the spot. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers with 4.5 minutes, and I just look for the Tigers to try to run the clock out. As obviously they've got a commanding lead here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I'd look for them to come out and run the ball and get a first down or 2 and run the clock down and get out of here with a district title and a perfect season, regular season.
Dotson fakes the handoff and is going to try to go wide out to the right side, but going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10. And just gone final as well. Gilmer has beat Caddo Valley 38-14. And so once again, out of that district, that Pleasant Grove district, somebody's in the semifinals. Last year it was PG. This year it's Gilmer. So they're going to try to get into the finals. That's the fun part about high school football. You just never know. So a team gets hot, it can be special. And Gilmer's quarterback is pretty good. So number 25, Joe Miller, which as we stated earlier is a freshman, on the carry. He's going to have a gain of 4 yards, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 6 on the play.
Boy, he looks good to be a freshman, doesn't he?
Yeah. And you appreciate a coach after their season's over, bringing a kid up like that, getting him ready for those Friday night lights, because if the first time they walk out here is on a Friday night and it's their junior year, it can be nerve-wracking. So Dotson on the pass intended for Lavender, but it was well overthrown out of bounds. He was hit on the play, but gets back up, bounces up, and so Sellers is going to come in and punt the ball away. So with 3:07 left in the ball game, Whitehouse is going to get the ball back once again. And so I know it's the second team, but a little bit of sloppy football right here these last couple of drives.
Yeah, well, Whitehouse has still got the majority of their starters in the game against the second and third team of Texas High, and so great punt by Sellers and a great roll at the end, and it's going to be in Whitehouse territory. Clayton Smith's down there starting a campfire around the football. It's going to be at the 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the 32-yard line. Yeah, these guys have started to have a good time now. They know that the game is out of hand, and the fans and the sideline and the coaches going to have a little party here in about 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Get ready for the playoffs tomorrow.
Enjoy tonight, and then we will go to work tomorrow. So we're going to have a false start on the Wildcats. Looks like the Wildcats have subbed in a few, but not a lot. Their starting quarterback is still in there, so obviously they're trying to get that offense to trying to fix some things, you know, because you got the playoffs next week, so you got to try to get confidence after just a first half that, goodness gracious, it's unbelievable. Liddy on the pass, Beaver.
Yeah, you know, talking about Whitehouse, it's not so much what they didn't do, it's more on what the Tigers did.
Yeah.
You know, it made them look a lot worse than what they actually are, just because the Tigers played so well in the first half. I mean, they came out lights out. And, you know, Whitehouse came out in the second half with all of that smoke and still no fire.
So as we stated earlier, Texas High has checked in. Their entire defense is all new on the field. Number 26, Washington on the carry. Ivan Washington for the Wildcats has a nice gain. Going to bring up 3rd down and 6 on the play.
Yeah, and in the game for the Tigers, number 35, Deshaun White comes in and gets him a tackle. And another tackle.
That's right. And he's even flexing on the sidelines like, hey, did you see that? So, Deshaun White's got to be like, I'll tell you something, there's a lot of punch in that little body down there.
It says 5'7" here on the roster we've got, but it looks like he's about 5'4" from up here.
Yeah, but I'm telling you what, he can play. He is full steam.
So you're saying he's got a little fire with his
That's
smoke.
right. That's right. So Whitehouse in the punt. Nobody back for the Tigers. Just going to let it roll. And clock continues to count down. And it looks like the Tigers are going to be able to go into the greatest formation in football, which is that victory formation.
How many times have we got to say that this year?
Got to say that about 10 times.
While the Tiger offense gets ready to take the field, we'd like to give a shout out to another game day sponsor, Gregor Auto Collection. Their mission is to be the automotive home of drivers in the Longview, Texarkana, Texas, Shreveport, Louisiana, Hot Springs, Arkansas, Searcy, Arkansas, and Destin, Florida area. They provide a vast selection of new and used vehicles, exceptional car care, and customer service with a smile. They are family owned and family first. Go give them a shout at one of their dealerships, or you can find out more information at gregorauto.com.
So I want to say thanks for all of those watching, and just got a text from one of the former Tigers, kind of special dude in my heart, Jalen Franklin. So he used to wear number 48 on this field and made an impact. So we appreciate Jalen and everybody else that was watching. The golf team down in Houston. Congratulations to those guys in first place right now. As well as we were joined by Gary and Greer Early that joined us in the booth. And so we really appreciate them for coming up. And I know they enjoyed it being a little bit warm. And so, ladies and gentlemen that are watching, congratulations to Texas High Tigers. And so your Commercial National Bank final is going to be Texas High 51, Whitehouse 21. And as you can see on your screen, Coach Preston has got the gold ball as Texas High is the outright champs of this district, and a perfect season for the first time in 4 years, the 5th perfect season in school history.
Yeah, and what a season it has been. They're getting these guys off of the field and over here to celebrate. And as they bring the trophy over, man, looks like they're out at the 50, and we'll let the PA announcer lead us in.
To be presented.
So District 9 5A Division II champs. And I'm just going to tell you, Coach Stanford receives it. So congratulations to those guys, and I'm just going to say, Brian Bolt, it's been fun this year, and we're just getting started. Playoffs next week. And you know the miracle of this thing is we're 10-0, but not just 10-0. We got 10 football games in without one being canceled by COVID whatsoever. So it's a miracle.
Yeah, and as everyone is going on the field and celebrating, you can see the Tigers there. They always go over and salute the band. What a great night for Coach Stanford and Texas High School.
Joined by his family on the field there. So his son's asking, can I hold it? And he said, hold on, got to give it to the players.
And there is a celebration about to happen, and we called it before the game here at Tiger Stadium, and a much-deserved championship for the Texas Tigers. All of their friends and family and all players.
And as they do, everybody on the tee, in the tee, not around the tee, but in it. And so we just, from Texarkana Game Day, want to say congratulations to the Texas High Tigers on a game well played, a season well played thus far, but it ain't over yet. And but as well as for Whitehouse, I mean, they go into the playoffs next week. And so as Coach Stanford traditionally does, after every game, he prays with his team. And no matter what your stance is on that, there is nothing like that. And because I'm going to tell you, this man cares for his players and treats them like family. So there it is.
And there you have it, your 10-0 Texas High Tigers as they raise the district champion trophy.
Man, what a senior class. Great leaders, great leaders. So playoffs next week. We're not sure who will be playing next week. It's going to be either Lake Creek or A&M Consolidated. Be right here at Tiger Stadium. So watch Texarkana Game Day, and they'll be letting you know what time. The game will be broadcast on txkgameday.com. Is that correct, Frank? We'll make sure
Yes, sir.
Game of the district championship.
Yeah. But we will not be on Facebook or YouTube, no matter what. So if we do bring you the game, which we're hopeful and we think we are, it will be online at
txkgameday.com.
So make sure if you are out there listening or know anyone that you can make sure that you spread the word and put it out there on social media so that we make sure everybody can find the game, and I'm sure it'll be all over Texarkana Game Day stuff where you can find it easily, but that's where it's going to be.
TigerVisionDog.org will also have the game, so it'll be on both of those websites, so you can catch either one of those.
Yep, no doubt.
And what a season! And but now it's 0-0.
That's right.
And you play to go 1-0.
Well, like I said just a minute ago, tonight here at Grimm Park, everybody's going to celebrate. The coaching staff's going to have a great time, and they're going to celebrate. And I guarantee you, tomorrow morning or whenever they do find out who they're going to be playing, the coaching staff will be back in bright and early, getting ready to make a playoff run. And man, what a fun time that would be, huh?
Oh, it's going to be a fun time. So, well,
what a picture is that?
That's a great picture. You know what? I just think you kind of end on that picture tonight. And so on behalf of Eric Aiken, Brian Bolt, and Texarkana Game Day, congratulations to the Texas High Tigers. Partner, it's been a fun year so far.
Yes, it has. All I can say is we're ready for the next one, and go Tigers.
And sometimes it just be like that.
That's right. That's right. Tonight it's good to be like that.
So one more time, your Commercial National Bank score is Texas High 51, Whitehouse 21, as Texas High completes the sweep and finishes the regular season 10-0. Congratulations, Tigers. We'll see you next Friday night.